Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
David, what's going on, dude?
Hey, before we just started, you said that
There's something about David that reminds me of Luker. I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's the smile. It's something. Because maybe it's like you both seem really genuine,
Luker's a good dude.
but you're both
Luker's
very
a good dude.
confident.
Luker's a good dude.
Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. There's some traits that I don't know.
I would disagree with you on the
Really?
confidence thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't feel like I got it. If it comes across that I do, great.
That's
awesome.
always
That
been
is-
me. Like
That is intended, but deep down, I do not feel it.
I can relate to that. You know, I always portrayed like I did. Like
it's called imposter syndrome.
yeah. I feel that with like
Yeah.
anything that I'm good at, people always tell me I'm good at. I feel like I'm sorry. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I suck.
Well, for every
Shout out to Tony Hubbard because he mentioned imposter syndrome to me. We were talking about it the other day. But go ahead, sorry.
yeah, I haven't heard that term before.
So imposter syndrome is basically like you got this like sincere feeling of that like you're not good enough, I guess, in environments like if someone gives you a compliment, you kind of like downplay it as, oh, I'm actually just lucky, or I didn't get this because of
Kinda
skill, it just happened to fall in my lap, or you want to credit other people for your success.
Kind of like if you was an actor and you was up and coming like right now, and you hit it big, and like all of a sudden you're hanging out with Brad Pitt, and like
I
you're
don't belong in this
surrounded
group.
with all these people. You're like, I'm not that guy.
Or like a rookie in the
because
NFL.
you knew what you came up with and like who you are, and like you just everybody has like their own little ways of like how they got so great, and you can't really relate to it. Like I bet someone like Mac Miller probably had some imposter syndrome.
Yeah, I think he did. I feel like a part of that is kind of I think the reason that is so prevalent is because people are so like, oh, you got to be humble, and you got to be humble. You got to like downplay your own success. I thought there's a lot of that.
I've heard you throw that term out there, the fake humble. type
Fake
deal.
humble.
Oh,
When
I
you're
know some
talking
fake
about
humble motherfuckers.
Poirier.
Yeah, Poirier's
And
fake humble, dude. Fuck that guy.
I love Fourier,
I
dude.
like him.
Poirier's a
he's
dog.
He's
Poirier's
a
a
fucking
dog.
dog. And he's going to tell you what he thinks, and he seems like a genuine dude to me.
He
So,
does seem like a genuine
On
dude
that line
sometimes.
of imposter syndrome versus fake humble, where do you draw that line? You know, because
Well, I think it's like kind of the opposite, you know? I think a person that's like really humble, they think they're fucking like they don't belong. Some people are too humble, and I think that's what imposter
They are,
syndrome
and they can
is.
kind of hold your potential back a little bit.
And then I think fake humble is people that pretend to be humble and they're not humble at all.
I hate fake humble,
But the
man.
thing is, I feel like I guess I do see what you mean, like draw the line, because I feel like it's kind of it could go together. Like
For sure.
the same person could have that in two different situations.
yeah.
I think it's a good thing to have humility through everything.
I agree.
You know,
Yeah,
I
and
agree with that.
that comes from. This is probably going to sound hypocritical, but if there's something I come across and I have a question that I can't answer myself, I turn to my belief system. You know, with that being Christianity.
Okay.
You know, if there's some questions out there I'm not meant to know, I believe that, and because of my belief system through Christianity, I think that humility is a big deal because it's not about me.
Okay.
You know, like I'm nothing without my Savior. You know?
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah. I guess for me, it's like I do agree that you need to have humility in everything. I don't think that's a bad thing to think, but also you can't like downplay everything because somebody else wants you to, like, because you think that's the right thing to do.
Sure.
Sometimes
I was
what I
talking
mean?
to my buddy Luke. I was telling y'all about him earlier. We had this conversation last night that I can have the head knowledge of I'm better at some things than other people. I have a mechanical.
Some things you just know.
Yeah.
Some things you just know.
I
like,
have a mechanical aptitude that other people don't have.
yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
But what does it matter? You know, that's where the humility comes in. Yes, I know I'm better than you at this. What
Does it matter? As
I
in
agree with
like, we're just gonna die. Does it matter?
Well, I
like,
agree
or
with that.
like, what kind?
You're better than me at the mixed martial arts. You can kick my tail, but
Right.
you're supposed to.
That has to
right.
feel nice.
And so,
That
like,
has
here's
to-
the-
that has
here's
to
the
feel
thing.
pretty
Here's
nice
the
for
thing.
someone to say that to you.
For me and you, I would be humble as I can possibly be because you're giving me the respect that I should
Right.
get.
That's
But whenever someone
fair.
comes up and they're like, "Hey man, I can kick your ass," well, hey, let's go to the fucking mat and let me
I
make
can
you
choke
eat
you
your
out.
shit.
That's where they should have had humility.
That's
because
where they
don't
should have
know
had
your
humility.
back.
We had a guy on
Yeah.
the podcast, Chris Harris. Shout out Chris
About
Harris.
6'3". How tall are you?
I played. I'm 6'3", so he's probably 6'2".
Yeah, we know he's an inch shorter
Yeah.
than you.
Shout
out Chris
and
Harris.
I'm talking, dude was one of the best fullback I've ever seen. Like, as far as like in person, you know, actually like played with. I mean, just lead blocking animal, and
About 6'2", 6'3",
big body. Can
250,
run like a
260.
like a 4'6", 4'7",
I hated
fast
lead
dude.
blocking. I hated it.
And athletic guy.
He just had that mentality of like, I'm gonna fucking crush the guy in front of me.
yeah.
He's like CTE
Yeah.
when he was born.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was born with CTE.
Whatever in front of me is getting ran over.
And it was just so much fun to watch him on the. If I took a break on the sideline, just watch him. He would be running. If the guys behind him up the sideline, he'd be looking back, looking just for to crack somebody. Like he's just looking like this, like running up the sideline, like just waiting to crack a motherfucker.
Bow.
And it would, yeah. But
Big guy, big fuck.
yeah, he told
Athletic.
Bryant when he was on the podcast. Yeah, I could. When he said he could choke
He
you
said,
out.
I bet you $100 and I could choke you out within 5 minutes or tap you out within 5 minutes.
Talking to me, he said, "I bet." He bet. Like I said, "All right, I'll bet you $100."
I said,
no,
well,
you're gonna
hold
get
on.
fucking
I said,
choked
hold
out.
on. What happens if I tap you out? And he said, well, then you get the $100. Guess how long?
A minute.
Low.
That's what I was thinking.
A minute.
I would have guessed a minute.
Like 23 seconds.
Yeah.
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 that's-
I was like record. All right, record. Oh, hit stop. Damn, my bad.
So to the people in the audience that have never experienced one-on-one going up against someone trained in jiu-jitsu or in martial arts,
They don't understand.
They
man.
don't.
it's different.
Just watching it my
It's
whole
different.
entire life, seeing it live. Seeing you start from when you were fucking 8 years old until now and get your
Yeah.
black
Start
belt.
at
Just
10.
seen a lot of damn fights, and there's levels to this shit. The how much effort they go in there and practice on a daily basis, weekly basis. Like you're not ready for that.
I'm about 6'1", 210, and athletic.
Yeah, he's
I'm
athletic as fuck.
athletic.
Yeah.
But there again, I should be. I've played 3 different sports.
Yeah, sure.
And rode dirt bikes and golfed and all kind of different stuff.
You've spent a lot of your time with physical activity.
Yes, have a basic knowledge of this mixed martial arts stuff.
Yeah,
I've
sure.
watched. I'm a casual,
Yeah, that's right. He watches UFC.
but
It does help.
It does help.
It does help.
before I got exposed to it, I was like, yeah, if somebody's 130, there's nothing they can do.
And I was like 180 at the time, I think, whenever.
Yeah, I think you
It's
were
like
about
that
180.
I
Then I
thought
went on
in
a
my head
bulk.
that there's a line of you're too small to be able to do anything, and that is not the case.
That's wild.
it's not
That's
the
wild.
Especially when it comes to jiu-jitsu.
I mean, just like the understanding of your body, because like with martial arts, what feels natural is not always the right thing. I think that's like most times in martial arts and a lot of sports. Like if you're running, what feels natural with the way you should run is probably wrong. So whenever you throw a punch, it's probably wrong the way you
That's
think
actually,
you should,
that's actually
or
true.
the way you should hold on to somebody, or
That's why they
twist
teach
your back
techniques
or whatever.
so
Exactly.
much. Yeah.
You think you can throw a punch? Video yourself.
Yeah, and you look like a fucking idiot.
You look ridiculous.
Or join a tough man competition.
How was that?
it was fun.
What? Okay.
He's
what
never
got
lost.
you there?
People keep.
People talking shit.
Hold on. I want to bring up
What
the
got
fact
you there?
that people keep saying at work. They're like, "Hey, didn't you train David? He looked rough." I said, "How many fights has he lost?" Shut
You
the fuck
said-
up.
I love that.
How many
I
fights did he lose? Oh yeah, he's 1-0. Okay, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. I love that
I love voice.
shit.
Cheers,
Yeah,
dude.
cheers to
He's
that.
got my back.
That's
Yeah, for
nice.
sure.
Back.
How
That's
many
some legit
did
shit.
he lose?
though.
Everybody I've coached.
Yeah,
never
shut
lost,
the
so.
fuck. Yeah, for real. That's cool, man.
Coached. Bryant gave me a singular training lesson.
Yeah, right.
So
Didn't you actually
Bryant-
coach him?
Brian is not a reflection
you'll
of
take
my
credit.
lack
Yeah.
of ability.
I'm a reflection of the dove. That's all I gotta
Yeah,
say.
that's-
Oh man, coaches be reaching for some
So-
wins,
Yeah,
don't
right.
they?
No. I don't ever say that. I'm like, he trained with me once, and they'll double down. I'm like,
No.
did he lose though?
Yeah, but that is so
He
funny.
would have won
so
anyway.
People, so people was kind of talking shit afterwards, talking about like,
I'll tell you why I did not go back for the second day.
you're just smart.
So,
You're a smart dude. That's why.
I wasn't afraid of losing
Oh no,
at all.
I don't.
I don't
I
care.
believe you. I believe you.
If I was afraid of losing, I wouldn't have started this thing, because the odds of
Absolutely.
me,
The fact
going out for
you
my first
being
time
there?
in a competition
Yeah.
and beating 100 dudes, there's not the likelihood is so slim
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a fact.
that I'm the 1% out
Yeah.
of these
Like
people
just a
that have
natural-
probably
Yeah.
no
You can just beat guys that train.
it wasn't going
Yeah.
to happen. So what got me into this is probably 2-3 months ahead of time. Somebody saw it on Facebook in the office and they brought it up and they're like, "Hey, you should do this." And I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Yeah.
No.
Dismissed it immediately, right? And they stayed on me for 3 months. I'm like, "No, yeah, I'm not doing it." And then they broke out their wallets.
Yeah, they started betting him he wouldn't do it.
Yeah, they're like, "Dude, I'll give you $20 if you do it."
And then
I'm
there was
like-
like 7 people saying, "I give you 20, 50, 100."
Now, when you're in that
ended up-
position,
racked
do
up like
you
what,
feel?
$200-$300?
Landon gave me $100. Yeah,
He racked up like $300 just to enter, which was
Cool.
they made his money back and won.
yeah. So I'm profited $250 off of just doing it.
At what point were you like, okay, like, what was the price range? Was it like 20 or was it like
I told him
120?
I told him my bottom dollar was 400, and it ended up doing it for 3.
Oh, that's respect.
That is
So,
That's cool.
You got to put your number high. If you would have said 200, they'd try to talk you into 150.
Right.
Was it the
Yeah.
ego of the people, like, if you say no and they offered all that money, they would think you were scared that pushed you? Or was it the money that pushed you? Was it the fact, like, I just want to do this? Like, because I feel like the ego gets involved there.
I think they felt pretty confident that I wouldn't do it.
And you was like,
And
I'll show you wrong.
They wanted me to. I know they wanted me to because it would have been enjoyable for them also.
Yeah.
Like win or lose.
Oh, it was.
going to be a good
if
time.
you went out there and got the shit better, they were like, ha!
And then I
You
got-
guys are fucking
I followed the
assholes.
story for a little bit wrong. It kept me updated on it.
I had 15 dudes or so from work that showed up to the middle of Pickens.
to watch.
Had to pay a gate
Was you nervous?
to sit there
Are
for
you
4 hours.
4 hours
Before
dude.
I got to-
smelling cigarette smoke all day.
Dude, so I left work on a Friday, right? I
Uh-huh.
have worked my 40-plus hour week. I leave, like, as soon as I can, clock out, hightail it to Pickens. I've already got my stuff
Of
in the
course
truck.
it's Pickens.
It's in the middle of Pickens.
Of course, it's picking.
So I hightail it over there. I make it just in time. I sit through a line of 120 people to get weighed in. And then that line of 120 people goes over here, and then they get registered. And then that same line of 120 people have to go through and get a physical from a registered doctor that's approved
Okay.
by the association.
So this is like what 5, 6 o'clock when you get there.
It is 4:30.
You got there at 4:30.
Yeah, I
And
got
you
there
fought
at
that night?
4:30. Yes.
Holy shit.
So it gets worse. It gets worse. So after sitting through these 3 lines of 120 people,
Yeah.
that takes about an hour a piece just to go through each line. If they're moving,
Uh-huh.
it's probably more than that. I'm on my feet standing, no chairs, right? After leaving work. So after that, then I got to get my hands taped up. I don't get my hands taped and wrapped till 7:30. I've been standing on my feet for 3 hours. Now I get to sit down. I didn't fight till 11:30.
So you
And
had to have
I
his
had-
hands wrapped for 4 hours.
I had to be monitored.
What?
Yeah. Couldn't use bathroom. Nothing. I was starving. Didn't get to eat.
Oh my God.
So
And you got the dub.
yeah, and I was
After
exhausted.
work.
Respect.
I
You
was
went for a
Work
day
a
of work.
48
I
hour
worked
week.
a day of
Work. Whoop the motherfucker's ass.
Dude, he's 42 years old too. Had 20 pounds on me.
Oh man, I bet
Fat-
he,
he
got
was
gassed
fat.
out.
He was
I
fat
bet he
boy.
got
Yeah.
gassed out. It don't matter.
Oh, he did in the first round, but I did too.
I bet he had some fucking
I was
power
freaking
though.
Exhausted.
Dude, that's the thing. Like,
I bet
he
you had a hell of a right
he came
hand.
and trained that Tuesday, and he was like, "This is so much more exhausting than I was expecting." And I was like, "It's worse."
I had been
yeah.
working on my cardio since I agreed. It was about a month ahead of time. I was like, okay,
Jump
I'm doubling
ropes,
down.
hitting the bag.
I was running 10 plus miles a week every week, which I know isn't much, but compared
No,
to what I
that's
was
impressive.
It's
doing,
better than
Yeah.
nothing.
yeah, I got to the point where I could run
Yeah,
for
your cardio better than mine.
3
yeah.
miles straight, which was the best I'd ever done.
That's
in my
solid
life.
because I'm about a mile and a half. It may be 2. I'm fucking done.
Yeah, typically, I'll go lift. I'll go do my
2's like
my,
max.
my light cardio. Go walk a mile.
Walking's great
You
for your
know.
body,
Yeah.
but not for your cardio, really.
No,
Yeah.
and I didn't really care about.
It depends. If there's
cardio.
terrain, your heart rate gets high,
Yeah.
real high.
They say level 2 heart rate training is actually the best. So
Yeah.
inclined walking is pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I
surprisingly.
typically do. That's what I typically do. But that's not gonna be good for boxing.
What that is, yeah, that's
3
right.
rounds
You need-
of
you
1
need-
minute all out boxing.
Heart rate level 3. And
For
then
boxing?
to 1, you need to go back and forth. Yeah, you need to hit high
Advanced.
intensity
Yeah, advanced.
interval training.
Yeah. But it was a really good experience to throw on 16-ounce gloves with somebody with a little bit more experience than you and just go see what you got. Go throw, see what lands. It was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun.
You
However,
take some shots.
However, because of how the setup was and the fact that I had to be monitored for 7 hours after a work day before I got to fight, so I didn't get home
That sounds
till
grueling, honestly.
I didn't get home till 1:30, and I would have had to be back up there by 11 a.m. or noonish.
Oh my god.
So I was like, I'm not doing this to fight 2, potentially 3 more times the next day. I don't have it in me. I don't have
And
it in
not
me.
to mention,
Respect.
Sean O'Malley fought Aljamain Sterling that night.
Oh,
Yeah, that's true.
Shit.
I went and watched the UFC fight.
Yeah, that's cool.
I watched the Shawn and Bryant because
Dude.
I had already committed to watching with Cody. and
Fucking
everything.
just being there and it being in the
fucking wild,
tournament is
dude.
fucking cool.
Do you
To
feel
get a
proud?
win?
Does that, you feel proud about that? You have a
Mm.
lot of pride in that.
No,
You
no,
should.
none.
You should.
0.
You should.
Because I know I'm not good.
Oh, that's fine.
It don't matter. It's not about that. It's about for me like when I'm doing stuff like that.
Water, I'm sorry.
I don't care.
It's the fact that I broke through that ceiling and actually did some shit that everybody is scared to do, and I was like,
Oh man, you
I
wanna
had
talk
the
about-
fucking courage to do this shit.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the nerves?
I could imagine.
Sitting there in
I
the
bet
back,
you wanted to throw up.
I'm looking around And I'm like, who in the world am I fighting? Some of these dudes were 300 pounds plus. Some of them are 6'4".
6'9".
The
I bet the
tallest,
dudes are fucking jacked too.
the tallest dude was 6'9", 410 pounds in my division.
Yeah,
Oh
because
my
it was
God.
heavyweight. Heavyweight was like 180 plus.
It was 180 up.
That's stupid.
That's so dumb.
It should be 250 up.
It should be
The
250.
thing about the
230
There
up?
should be 3 divisions.
Maybe.
they didn't have time to get through it. That would have been more
That's
days.
the amateur shit though. Amateur shit is gonna be shit.
Yeah. So you better go whatever weight class you're in, go be ready to beat everybody.
Yeah.
You know, be ready for the guys that are lighter, faster.
You weigh
40
at
pounds
179,
heavy.
you got to be feeling good.
Right? Yeah, you gotta be feeling real good.
Yeah.
But it was
That's awesome, though,
That's
man.
wild.
That is
props for going out there. That's a pretty cool story.
That's a story I'll forever tell.
There was 3 girls that showed up, I think, 3 or 4, and none of them were in the same weight class. I think it was 3 because none of them were in the same.
If they
want
want to fight, let them
So
fight.
they all win?
So they gave them the option. They're like, hey, we can do one open class, and y'all can. One of you will get a bye, based off of who they thought looked the best, you know, and
Visually or
the
like
2 girls fought.
Like the hottest?
No,
or-
not attraction. But
Okay.
off of skill level.
skill. Okay.
Likelihood to win.
Yeah.
That girl got the bye, and 2 of them fought, and it was not good.
It was
Oh,
sloppy.
they did it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they did it. It was the head.
I respect the bitch go out there and just start brawling.
It was.
It's a fucking bad
I'm
motherfucker.
gonna try to be respectful. It was the
Don't.
heaviest girl versus the lightest girl.
How-
But the heavier girl was significantly shorter, like
She win?
probably lost like 6 inches.
Oh, I bet she won.
Beat the
She got
crap
up tight.
out of that.
She got up tight and was
girl.
just fucking pounding.
That skinny girl got off the stage. Her face is all busted up and bloody. And
Then I love the way you worded that. Beat the crap out of that skinny girl. 'Cause that's not how I would have worded it.
Beat the shit out that bitch.
I can respect that.
yeah, she got tore up pretty good. There were some dudes that they got tore up pretty good. Broke nose.
What'd your dad think about it?
We hadn't talked about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we hadn't
Nice.
talked about
At
You-
all?
You didn't know that you did it?
No, that there have been people mention it to him that were there, and he's like, "What?"
That's awesome.
I don't want to talk about it.
Well,
I know it'll.
well, maybe he'll listen to this.
He'll have to tell me.
Maybe he'll listen to this.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, shout out to Dad.
Shocker.
Shout
I knew.
Surprise!
Hate to break it to
Hey,
you,
I've
bub.
heard good things, man. If you are listening, I've heard good things. So
Surprise! I didn't get my tail kicked.
well, you raised a good man. You raised a good man.
Dude, respect, man.
Yeah.
You should feel good
Yeah,
about
for
that.
sure. You should feel.
I bet you came home that day after getting the win and like dropped. I bet it was a nice feeling.
Beat up a guy my dad's age.
Hey,
But
those
you
guys,
fucking
those guys
put
talk
yourself
crap
out
just
there.
like the other ones.
There's so many
Oh,
people that
man.
might hate on that, and I think that that's like where you go. You're like, man, I could have just like I didn't win it all.
And that's
like-
imposter syndrome, man.
So this guy was
Exactly.
the guy I fought was pretty cool.
Exactly.
He was pretty cool because we were sitting back there waiting forever, and the crowd started dying down. People fight and then they get cleared and they go home. So it starts dwindling down. I'm one of the last 10 fights of the night.
Yeah.
So
It's a special needs division.
so it ended up I ended up finding him before the fight.
Hey, man.
I'll brush over that. And, we ended up talking. He's like, "Yeah, this is like my 6'1" of these." I'm like,
oh,
Oh,
beat the
man.
special
Oh,
needs division.
gee.
I'm like, crap. This dude, he said he's gone to like Alabama and Georgia and North Carolina and everywhere they got him, he's been to.
That's his whole personality.
And I'm like, dude, shoot. And then come to find out through Facebook, that I like know this guy. Like, I was friends with his niece through high school. So, well, like that.
Like,
whole
did you
friend
know
group-
her? Like,
When you
Mm,
say friends with his niece,
one of my good buddies was dating her,
okay.
so
Okay.
she was around.
okay.
So like
When you say she was around,
Just trying to build a case.
when we all hung out, she was there
oh, okay.
sometimes.
When you say hung out, that's cool, man. That's cool.
I won't name drop.
I thought, yeah, you
Keep
don't
it
have to.
confidential.
Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to. And if you do accidentally name drop, I'll cut it out
Okay.
if you need me to. We've name dropped plenty of times on this podcast.
Oh yeah, there's been some people that
There's been
like,
some that
we
we
might
cut out,
wanna
and
cut
some are
that
just
out.
like,
yeah.
fuck
Come
it.
out the gate swinging Mitchell Schultz.
Yeah. Oh my
Tyler
gosh,
Luker.
that is a one of one dude.
Mitchell
And I
Schultz,
love
dude,
like people who
Jesus.
are one of one. You know,
He doesn't care. They don't care
he
what
is
name.
Mitchell
Nah, he
Schultz.
doesn't. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we've
Good dude.
definitely had some guys name drop on here, and we're like, hey man, you feel like you should have said that? And he was like, nah, can you cut that out? So,
Yeah.
There's no shame. There's no shame, man.
Yeah.
There's no shame at all.
Oh man.
Yeah, you're an athletic dude, man. It's cool to it's putting yourself out there. I tell a lot of my students in class that just putting yourself out there and like putting your pride on the line, putting your everything on the line. Everything's on the line when you go out there and try to compete. So you got to be proud of that.
It was a net good experience for me to do.
I think that's a good point.
It gave me a newfound respect for the world of self-defense even.
Yeah.
And then the little bit of exposure I've had with rolling with you and Austin and even Cody.
Cody watches UFC. Cody's one of those guys that he watches UFC.
But he can,
That's it.
He can be pretty good. If he trained, he'd be pretty good.
Really? That's cool.
He has watched and picked up more than most people that watch.
Really?
Does that make sense?
He's just like he's seen it. He's like, I think
some people just
I
got
think
it.
I could do a Darce.
Yeah, he can.
Some people just got it.
He does a decent job of recreating what he's seen.
Yeah,
I think is what.
Yeah.
And I can see it, but I can't. I gotta feel it.
Yeah.
I
feel you.
But
I feel you.
The athletic thing.
Feel you,
man.
dog.
Anyway, the self-defense thing. I think it's a really good thing for like my girlfriend. I think it'd be a really good thing, because you train like handguns and stuff, and I'm not around, but it's an equalizer.
It is
to be able to go up against someone double, triple your
I can
weight.
go a little bit closer.
Yeah,
that's better.
All right,
that's good.
Double, triple your weight and have a shot.
Yeah. That's a very good point.
If you don't have a shot, you're buying yourself time.
Well, I think it's a good thing too to like. I don't want to have to shoot somebody, and it's really good if I can just not do that.
Me and you have had that conversation.
It'd be really good if I didn't have to shoot this guy.
So I knew a guy who was he like helped out at like a used car lot, and this motherfucker told me one time I was taking a car back with him. He goes, "Yeah, I shot and killed a guy in the middle of the night one time that was entering the house." He goes, "I see that guy's face every night before I go to bed at the end of my bed." I'm like, fuck,
that's
dude.
something you wanna live with.
That's something that's
Like a lot of people, they joke about like, "Oh, I'm just waiting on the motherfucker to come to my house."
That's a funny joke.
That's like, okay, it's fun. Like I know you want to use your guns, but
it's
I
probably
get
not
it.
to the person that did it.
Yeah.
But I think like you might not be as fucking tough as you think you are, because that shit might linger in your mind and like fucking haunt you the rest of your life.
The people that
the
say
fact that you murdered another life
have never had an experience even remotely close to it.
That's a fact.
So they don't have a clue.
They don't have a clue.
They're just talking.
They're just talking.
And we all know that. That's why it's a joke. Because unless you come
I'm blowing
across
through the front door with my sawed off.
whatever. Yeah.
All right, dude.
Yeah. Me and Bryant have had that conversation before that jiu-jitsu is valuable because it gives you the option.
Alternative.
It gives you an alternative.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
One-on-one combat.
And I brought up the point of female police officers. They
should
are
be purple belts.
They are
all police officers.
Yeah.
I think they're a liability. The likelihood that they have to kill somebody to protect themselves is significantly
For sure.
higher than someone that's,
For sure.
that outweighs somebody. That's all it is.
For sure.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to have to shoot somebody, man. That's like.
But you'll probably, I mean, if you're a well-run police station, I feel like you're going to send your female police officer to more like, maybe domestic disputes where a place is where it can get physical. But I feel like she's probably can talk the situation out of something happening more like easier than like the fucking jabroni can,
Yeah, that's
so
true.
maybe
That's a good point.
like a female can really soothe and probably save a lot of situations to where a man would be more quick to get aggressive.
I think a well-staffed police department would have a guy and a girl. I don't know, this would create problems. But to respond to each call.
Yeah.
You have the guy that's the muscle. It doesn't have to be the guy.
Good cop, bad cop.
I've seen girls come through my high school, state weightlifting champs that they could be the muscle.
I know a few at work that could probably handle the muscle.
You know the guy, the people out there that could do it. But then the negotiator.
Yeah.
The person that can go out there and talk the situation down.
Yep.
Linebacker Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, man, because I think that there'd probably be less fucking scenes if a woman's kind of leading the conversation there, kind of trying to smooth things out. But if things do get physical, it is nice to have a guy here. Now you have two cops, one who was with a pistol, one who can get real physical.
So
I don't know.
I won't be sexist. Ronda Rousey could go out there and be the muscle.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now though.
Ronda
Rousey
judo
probably,
break your motherfucking.
Ronda Rousey probably isn't joining the police force to be the voice.
Nope.
Yeah,
and
that's
neither
what I'm
are
saying.
and neither are most probably female officers.
Yeah.
They're probably very assertive females.
Patrick's probably not.
You gotta
got
have some balls, right?
The muscle.
That's a.
If you're a female and you're like, let me go
pussy.
police,
Patrick will be the negotiator.
you were like, you a fucking dominant
No.
motherfucker.
He'll escalate.
He'll escalate the situation. Like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. Yeah, I don't know, man.
Patrick's birthday's on Tuesday.
Is it?
Turning 20. Happy birthday, Patrick.
Oh, happy birthday,
Happy
Patrick.
birthday, man. Shout
Yeah,
out.
Thanks, man. You came and helped me with my fence that day.
He did.
That's cool. That's cool.
Said he didn't like you the first time he met you.
Yeah, he's soft.
The weak. You're weak,
You
Patrick.
separate, you know.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you went to football practice, I'm like, this is the day we separate the men from the boys.
Oh, yeah.
It was talking about that.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It was talking about those boys.
I got you.
That's brutal.
You know, he probably didn't like David the first time he met him.
You seem like you
I
would
don't
be
know.
good with first impressions.
I don't know. First impressions,
You-
probably pretty
yeah.
good. When we started deep diving into some other differences we
I
had.
ain't seen
Would
nothing
you
crazy
say
out of you yet.
probably-
Would you say that I'm good at first impressions?
No.
I don't think you hide much. I think to have a good first impression, you got to hide some stuff.
You gotta hide some
Yeah.
stuff.
I think so.
I think you're right.
I think you
Yeah, I agree.
you don't give a rip about hiding
Yeah.
nothing. You just gonna, hey, I'm Bryant. This is what I am. If you don't like it, we're not gonna be friends.
It's respect.
And that's a good thing. You don't
Yeah.
end up finding out later on when you've already developed an attachment to somebody.
No, I feel like I
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of that, but I still try to force the time onto people so they just eventually gradually like it. And it isn't working. Like I can't think of many people that aren't like, yeah, Bryant's okay.
Bryant is death by 1,000 cuts.
That's right.
He will find a topic that irritates you, and he will hit
Oh,
it every time.
you
he
know
sees
you talking.
Yeah, maybe that's a Newsom
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, it is. Yeah, we're instigators, man.
I do love to see a good fight at work though. Like when I see guys like I kind of want to instigate a little bit. Like, come on, fucking punch that motherfucker. You know. You know, like I'd love,
Yeah.
you know, I like to see a little bit go on, a little
Yeah, we
craziness.
instigate, man. We instigate a lot.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's fun
So
shit.
have you seen actual fist fights at work?
No, but I've seen usually like most of the time it's just words when people are too pussies.
Yeah.
Because for right reasons, because you got to protect your family. You have a job. You don't want to get fired for some stupid shit. It ain't gonna matter in a week.
Jobs
And
are
I think
important.
most people have that line, and they'll chirp up to that line, and then it falls off.
Yeah.
I was at work one day, man, and this one dude who like he can't keep his mouth shut. Like he's just got a no filter, and like just says wild shit. He's
I'm listening.
funny as shit.
I'm listening.
And another dude, who's like old bar dude, like drinks beers, like
I'm also
great
listening.
dude. I like both guys, but one guy came up saying something to his guy and was like, "You didn't have to take this other guy's route." And he's like, "That ain't none of your fucking business. What's that got to do with you?" And then all of a sudden, like, another dude was like, "Oh yeah, well, you know, we can go." And the motherfucker's like, "Wants to walk out to the fucking parking lot right now."
We'll go do it. I don't need this job.
And I'm like, he's ready.
Let's
Like,
go.
I
I'll go in it.
know, I've seen this shit a lot. Like, this motherfucker will fight you if you go out there. The other guy knew it. And he came back and was like, "Look, man, you're right. I shouldn't have. It was none of my business. But I don't want to be looking over my shoulder at work every day." And it was a respect. I
makes sense.
respected him coming back saying that because it's the right fucking
Takes
answer.
balls too sometimes to admit you're wrong.
For a man to come back and say, most men just bury that shit in and just carry a
And then those two
fucking
dudes are gonna hate each other
for
forever.
20
You
years.
know what takes more balls? Is
Now-
when you're right to say that you're wrong just to avoid the fucking confrontation.
Yeah.
That's hard.
It was a little intense moment, but I was kind of like, let's fucking go out there.
My
dude.
dad instilled in me that there are times when you can be absolutely right in principle, and you can be dead wrong in how you present yourself.
That's a
And
fact.
tones
So-
and how you speak goes a long
And
way.
I'm terrible at it.
Oh yeah,
I
you
get
are.
so
He gets fucked up.
I'm an emotional dude. I get emotionally invested in conversations that I care deeply about,
Yeah.
I can get there.
and I
I'll
end
work
up,
on not
I
doing
end
it.
up
though.
having a hard time. Just it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah.
it doesn't matter. Remember
Yeah,
that
people
it
like
doesn't matter.
people like me don't help with that either.
No.
Oh, not at all. Yeah.
No, because I will push that line and I will be like on the like Tom and Jerry.
It's been good for me though,
It has
because I've developed.
respect for yourself.
I've gotten better at being able to control emotions and realize it doesn't matter.
That's true.
It doesn't.
It
matter.
doesn't matter.
It
That's
doesn't
true.
matter.
Even though your fucking skin's boiling. You're
Yeah.
So mad.
I mean, 4 or 5 years ago, I guess 4 years ago now, I was in high school. I was a senior in high school. So, you know, when you put it like that, I've developed some
14.
emotional maturity
yeah, for sure.
quickly.
And you still will. You still.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've got-
Oh
yeah.
man!
Just, I mean, I'm
by the
only 2
time you
years
hit
older than you.
30, you're gonna be like.
how old are you? 30.
By the time you hit 30, like for me, it hit around like 20.
Next question.
Yeah, to me, it hit around like 28, where I started getting like even more deep into that, and it feels. This is a nice feeling where like Now I'm just like, if someone tries to challenge me on an opinion, I just let them roll with it. I don't even, I don't, because it doesn't matter. I'm not here like to change your mind, and sometimes I just don't have the sometimes like those conversations can get exhausting.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm just like, I'm at peace with just like, cool, I see where you're coming from. I got
I'm
you.
gonna change the subject. Whenever we were at lunch, you were talking about how you wanted to jump in on the villains.
Yeah.
The greatest
Oh,
villains
nice.
conversation.
Yeah.
So
So how do we go back to that?
yep, listening through the podcast, I was sitting there on the way over here. That's the one I was catching up on.
Yeah.
And let me just say, the Newsome's listening to you too on double X speed. It'll have you aggravated. I was sitting there going down the other side.
Double X speed.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, try to suck it up. Every 3 seconds, you're hearing the laugh.
That's all.
Yeah, exactly. But
That's great.
anyway,
Episode 93, if you guys are wondering.
y'all remember what you said about your favorite villains in a summary?
Nope. Nope, not one bit.
Well,
They need to be bad.
in the
No
podcast,
shit.
I definitely.
That's what you.
No way I said
I
that.
know. That's
I said they need to have a motive.
you did say they need to have.
I know for a
motive.
fact
Yeah.
I said that.
I
They need
know.
to have a
I
motive.
remember that. Yeah.
If they don't have a
Yes.
good
They
motive,
just
it's a
need to
terrible,
be bad, bro.
do
Yeah.
bad stuff.
I heard that.
He
This
said
is-
that, and I was
yes.
like, I argued. I was like, "There's no way.
Yeah,
That's crazy."
That's where I wanted to jump in because I feel like my favorite villains are the more relatable ones, and I say relatable, but it's the people it could be you.
Or like
It
you
could
could
be
turn
gotta
that guy.
relate.
Yeah, if you were put through that situation, you would do the same thing.
You would like go off the deep end. And
You could be the villain.
I think a good villain has to have charisma. Like that's
I don't think so.
a good villain. Like not
Art
not
the Clown's a-
across,
Art the
not
Clown's a
across,
good
but he's got
villain.
charisma.
He does. He has
Like when he's like laughing at the TV,
oh dude.
and he's like not. He never makes a noise, but like you see him, and you
He
kind of
never
like.
talks.
Yeah, he never talks, but he's got fucking like body language charisma.
Who's a villain that doesn't have charisma? Who's a good villain that doesn't have charisma? There's none probably.
The CIA guys in Jason Bourne.
Oh wow, are they good villains?
No, it's like
Oh,
well,
there you
the
go.
villain is, it's probably the government in its entirety.
This is deep.
That's probably
what is this? The Walking Dead?
that's the thing about the Bourne series is it's the government is different people in every episode.
Oh okay.
So
Okay. That's
it's-
our life right now. It's the villains of
it's
the government.
not-
They take our money when we get paid.
Oh, well,
Fucked up.
So
on top
At
of
least give us overtime. Man.
top of everything else they do
yeah, just,
with our taxpayer dollars.
oh wow. Next,
Yeah, I think the best.
Next.
The best villains have charisma.
I think you're probably right.
I think that's
So
what
you,
separates
but sorry, I cut you off. What you said? What's your favorite like part of a villain? You said you gotta
the-
relate to him. You feel like you could be that person.
The one that you could be. The guy that's he's not evil.
I do,
You
yeah,
know,
I get what you're coming from.
He in his mind is justified.
Like Thanos.
Like Thanos.
Thanos
Yeah,
is a
like,
good villain.
where you're like,
Like
dude,
Thanos.
you kind of right now, you
It's-
know. But you can't go killing all these people. But you kind of right, you know.
Well, if
I don't
he
blame him.
wanted
Yeah.
if he wanted to, he was right.
no, you can talk. You
He
can
was
say it, man.
If he wanted to execute what he thought was the right thing to do, there wasn't another option.
Yeah.
He was doing it the most probably humane way possible.
Oh yeah, just snapping his fingers,
Yeah,
destroying the
that's-
world. It's
Pro-
humane, I guess.
I mean, yeah.
He
it's
was
pretty humane.
prolonging it, starting
Prolonging
over.
it, yeah.
That's whatever.
What are some actual relatable villains? That was the silly one, but
Yeah.
what are some relatable villains you got?
a
Man?
relatable villain? I don't know, man. Sometimes I relate to the slashers when I see these dumbass kids in these movies.
Whenever I saw that kid with the driving the squatted Tahoe with his,
Oh,
with his
my
Patrick Mahomes
God,
hair,
dude.
like he's driving like this, but he's like this.
He's looking straight down in his lap at his phone and his fucking squatted truck, and it's like,
He's
He-
looking up at the
He
sky.
wasn't looking at his phone. These guys in the new squatted trucks, they have to cut out their floorboard so they can see where they're going down the road.
That's got to be a joke, right?
Yeah, that's a joke.
oh
Okay.
man, I almost believed it. I almost fucking believed
That's
it.
got to be not real, right?
I was like, oh shit, for real?
Yeah, they gotta. They
Damn.
down all the time. They got their.
Wow.
I was just gonna let him. I was just
I
gonna let
didn't
y'all
buy
play it
the-
out. I didn't buy it
on
either,
that,
but
and I'm happy.
I didn't either. But I was like, I'm just gonna hear what this. I'm just gonna see how this goes
That's
because I
gotta be a
don't
joke,
know if I
right?
believe this.
All right, I got one. Man on Fire, Denzel Washington.
Great movie.
Man on Fire is a good movie. That's
Great movie.
the one with the girl, right?
Yeah,
Swimming
what's her
lessons.
name?
Even like the Equalizer is the same principle. He's a villain.
Dakota Fanning.
In
It
its
might be Dakota Fanning.
It's Dakota Fanning is the young the blonde haired girl in the movie.
yeah. So
Denzel's the shit.
He's doing a good thing.
Training Day.
We all agree he's doing a good thing in those movies.
Uh-huh.
Like he's writing
Like a
wrongs.
vigilante.
But this dude's slaughtering 30, 40 people.
Yeah.
It's like
The Boondock Saints. Are they,
John Wick. Is he a villain?
John Wick.
He's doing some
He
fucking
has
shit.
more. He has more kills than any person in horror history.
Yeah.
Really?
He has like 400 something confirmed kills. Yeah.
Goodness.
I think that's what they're trying to do with Michael Myers. They try to beat John Wick. The
Oh,
last
you
one's
ain't going to
ridiculous.
do that.
He's just doing his job. Is he a bad guy? Is he a villain? I don't
He's
know.
not doing his
It's
job. He
just a job.
retired. He came back out of his job because they killed his
Have
dog.
you seen The Beekeeper?
Parts.
It's
Parts of
It's
it.
pretty good. It's pretty good.
Did you say
Jason-
did you say a beekeeper?
Jason Statham.
the Beekeeper?
The
Yeah.
Beekeeper.
Yeah.
Not a big Jason Statham guy.
I wasn't the biggest, but I actually enjoyed that one.
That's Crank, right?
Yeah, but that's
The
really
mechanic.
not the mechanic. He's got bigger
Jesus
films than
Statham.
Crank. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the
this
Crank, yeah.
Fast and
Fast and
Furious.
Furious,
Hobbs.
yes.
He's straight
Josh
Hobbs.
Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs and Hobnobs.
Hobson.
Yeah, whatever it was. The Rock. and
Yeah,
Jason Statham.
he's straight action, like The Expendables.
Italian Job?
Italian Job was that? I
That's
thought-
such a good fucking
that's
movie.
a great movie. That's the movie. You ever seen that one with the Mini
Fiat-
Coopers?
Mini Cooper. I keep thinking Fiats.
They robbed
Mark Wahlberg and what's her name?
Edward Norton.
No,
I
that's
It's
think,
the bad
I
guy.
think I have. If I saw it, I'd be refreshed. I
Char-
think I saw
Charlize
it.
Theron. Is that her? Is that who that is?
Charlize Theron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Theron.
She does it for a
Very
lot of
Italian.
people.
Not for me.
Not
She
for
ugly,
me.
dog.
For you think she's
She
ugly?
bro. I'm sorry.
I don't think she's ugly, but I see why people really like. Some people put her like number one on their
Yes.
list.
I think
Stupid.
she's a B tier.
Yeah, I
I
think
get her.
that's a fact.
I got her in a
I mean, if you saw her in person,
if
you'd
S
probably
and
be
A
like
exists, she's B. There should be an S tier, right?
she
S.A.
She's B.
SAB.
What are you?
I-
Speaking Spanish?
B and a half. Probably B and a half. She's-
Okay, so she's B
in a-
plus.
She's in a half. She's B plus.
Yeah, I'd probably go there.
I
too.
could be.
I mean,
B minus. I think B minus.
Well,
I get it.
Then
I get
we
the
all
appeal.
somewhat agree.
yeah.
I get the
that-
appeal,
Yeah.
but it's not for me. Like
There's some people.
you got like if you're getting a hall pass, like you're never putting her on there.
Who's number one for you then?
Hall pass. Who's your number one? We do this like once a month.
I know. We always just if I can say the same shit.
I don't know. I'm gonna ruin it right here.
Sure
I
enough.
think
Do your thing, man.
in the event of an actual hall pass, you have to accept the potential that you are going to ruin your relationship down the road, even though you've
That's
been
fair.
given.
This is
Then
fantasy
I'm not
world.
doing
yes,
that.
this
Fantasy
isn't-
world.
this
This is
isn't
real
the
hall
fun-
pass.
the
fantasy,
fun
fantasy
answer.
world.
Kate Upton.
Okay,
That's
that was
fair.
an easy answer. Yeah,
fair.
that's a good answer.
Kate Upton.
That's a good
That's
answer.
fair.
Who was the chicken? Van Wilder, the blonde.
Is that the blonde that's in all those '90s films?
Tara
Like,
Reid.
I think that might be her.
Yeah, she's
Pull,
pretty hot.
can you pull her up?
Yeah, that's not.
Does she have like the
Bob
raspy
Ross.
voice? Is that
Yeah,
the
she
chick?
does.
She played in all the '90s like
Yeah.
comedies.
Yeah, she was in what was she?
American Pie.
Yeah, she was in American Pie. That's right.
Okay,
yeah, that's
we're
her.
thinking about the same
That's her.
chick. Oh,
Yeah,
she
American Pie,
she's one.
Sharknado, National Lampoons, Big Lebowski.
Yeah, she gets her toe cut off in Big Lebowski.
Yeah,
and
she
she has a
does.
ransom. It.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Genius.
yeah,
Yeah, she's pretty hot. But that's
For
not.
sure.
It's like Margot Robbie, Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock in the fucking '90s, dude. It's crazy.
Hard to beat. Hard to
It's
beat.
crazy.
Jennifer Connelly.
That's what she would be in my
Jennifer
in my
Connelly.
B.
Dude.
And,
In my B
in
tier.
Requiem for a Dream.
What's sure
No, you're thinking of what's the one where she's in the damn
on the horse?
the fucking one. What's that movie with her and the dude that was in the new documentary thing about the Quaaludes or whatever, or the OxyContin?
Oh, you're talking
I
about
can't
we
stand
both
that
don't
dude.
like him.
Yeah, you always remember his name. And I can never
Fucking
remember it.
God, I know his name all the time. What's his name? Oh,
What's that movie, man?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
You seen Ferris Bueller? I'll just pull.
I don't think so.
I'll just pull up the movie. I love trying to guess, but I'm over it. Career Opportunities. That's the horse scene.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that movie.
It's pretty good.
I just know the clip.
Horse.
Yeah,
what
Frank.
you're saying?
Frank Whaley. That's actually not the right guy. Frank Whaley's the dude. That's Brett in Pulp Fiction. He's the actual guy in Career Opportunities, but
Oh, okay, okay.
that's not the guy we're thinking of.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're talking about Matthew Broderick. No,
Matthew Broderick.
is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something Broderick. We're losing you.
Get some of my motherfucking name. Get some of my motherfucking nerves, dude.
Yeah, I don't like that guy.
Y'all been like sick or something?
No,
No, just in case. Just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
just in
Okay.
case.
We drink a lot on this podcast.
Yeah. Sometimes people spill shit too. We've had some crazy
That's- I think
times over
that's
here,
why-
man.
That's why we had it in here.
Had a motherfucker pass out during the podcast.
That's not a joke.
Checks out.
Huh?
What is this? Is this episode 96?
That's right.
2 years, right?
Yeah, 2 years in June.
Damn, dude.
So we're in August. Holy shit, we're in August.
Oh yeah, the 3rd, correct?
The 3rd.
Scarlett Johansson.
John Mechie.
Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson.
That's up there. She's top 5.
Jennifer Lawrence.
I like Jennifer Lawrence.
Come on.
She's up there. She's up there.
Aubrey Plaza. That's got to be up there. For
Yeah,
you.
that's one of them like.
I was trying to think.
That's
of
one of them like.
Ana de Armas.
She's
absolutely.
good. She's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I didn't know it
She's A tier for
until
me. Mila Kunis is S tier.
Yeah, it's tier.
the the new Bond movie that came out, No Time to Die.
Oh yeah.
Then I
What's that?
realized.
Glass Onion. That's not Bond. That's a whole different thing.
No, he's talking about
Yeah,
James
that's
Bond.
James Bond.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he was talking about what he said.
No Time to Die.
Yeah, you said both of those things, and I just ignored it. Sorry.
I already
You
said
seem to be
that.
into the like CIA, like the secret agent type of
that is-
action.
That is my type.
My
of
wife
movie.
loves all those like all those like my wife. That's my wife. Yeah, fucking John Mulaney, great
Good.
Canadian.
Jason Bourne. That was Jason.
She
Bourne.
loved
Watched a
Jason
ton of that.
Bourne. That's why I'm surprised you didn't like Jason Statham as much because he kind of fits in there a little bit.
Have you seen Crank?
He's a Brit.
You said he's a Brit.
Yeah.
Wow,
Oh, okay.
makes
Which,
sense.
in fairness, so is Daniel Craig. No, what's
Yeah,
his-
James Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Daniel Craig's
James
a good
Bond
actor.
is Brit.
yeah.
The
I
whole
bet the
ride.
James Bonds are fucking good though.
Bond.
He's got an American attitude though.
What's that? What's the American attitude?
Just cocky, arrogant.
Cocky, arrogant.
Yeah.
Hmm.
At least that's the
the
stereotypical
percentage.
American
Yeah.
attitude.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah. You know what?
Realistically, when you interview the average American, they can't,
They're really stupid.
That's
And
probably,
probably
true.
fat.
Or because
unintelligent.
education
Dumb
system
and dumb and
sucks.
fat.
unintelligent.
Got it. That's all. That's all
That's-
I'm trying to be.
I'm not.
I'm
so
dumb. I'm
convinced
just working on the
that
fat thing.
It's an education system failure because all the smart people we got around here came out of the same thing,
What's that?
the education system. I'm
We
saying
all came out of the
we all-
same-
Yeah, yeah, I got you. I'm
that's-
following.
I,
I'm following
I
you.
don't. I don't know that
Out of
you
the
can.
same. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Sorry.
I mean, is
Got
it
the dumb part down.
is it the same? Is it the same system that creates?
I'll tell you what
plays
the
a
real
role in
problem.
creating.
I'll tell you what the problem is. Is that
what?
people like me and Sean can create podcasts and people will listen to it.
You know what? To some extent, I'll agree with that.
And sometimes people
No,
He's
listen.
right. Sometimes people
Now, luckily, we don't talk about like shit that really matters.
Facebook,
yeah,
Facebook, Instagram,
Social media is
X.
horrible, dude.
X.
I hate
Yeah.
social media.
Not-
Twitter.
Not
X formerly known as
everyone
Twitter.
deserves a platform. Nobody
Everybody-
cares about listening. to
everybody-
But you
music.
know what they
like-
fucking do because it's America and we have the right to free speech.
Yeah, that's true. That is a beauty in it.
You should have to earn your
You should
platform.
earn your platform. What is
I
this
think-
fucking
I think
Russia?
I know.
Nah,
Damn,
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's been made too easy
we're
for
going down that
every
hill though.
I like
for
it. I like
every idiot out there to.
I just
put
want
their
you to know
opinion
I'm
out there.
think it's-
slowly trying to ramp him up.
I think it's free. I think it's free game and whatever fucking let like human nature just take
Sure,
its fucking
and it
course.
is right now because
Yeah, I like that shit.
that's been created through the social media. But would you not agree that
Even though I
that-
hate it.
that we were better off beforehand?
Oh yeah.
Like
Were
net-
we though?
Back in my day, it was so
Yeah.
much better.
Were we? Were we? Why did you turn into
Water boy.
Rumblehurst?
from an aspect and a perspective of disunity? Is that a word? Disunity?
I know what you meant. So even
I
if
would
it's not,
say-
it is now. It should be.
Yes, we were better off in the 70s and 80s. There was an American culture of being more tight knit with your community, regardless of differences, because nobody cared, and nobody walked up their neighbor and said, "Hey, who'd you vote for last
I
year?"
will say that in
It's true.
2001, when we got hit by the Twin Towers, it was when the nation was its tightest. I feel like you saw left and right people flying the American flag.
Well, that's
like
because
we was
it
united.
was America versus them.
But now,
You
if
know,
it's
it
America
wasn't-
versus them, half the country's like
We shouldn't even
Duh.
be going after them.
right. Yeah.
That's a good point.
And now everything's just like everybody's a
I love-
fucking political
I
analyst.
love how we was like, let's not talk about
Fuck.
politics. And we're like, let's talk about politics.
It's tough.
That's hard not to.
It's
It's-
tough today.
There's a lot of tension in the country right now.
There
It's
is.
a little weird,
it
right?
Sucks, and it creates a lot of tension between coworkers and
It
friends
does.
and
I
family.
think I was telling Bryant today. I have a family member and a very, very close friend, kind of like
Complete polar opposites.
polar opposites, and they see what each other shares, and then I get stuff, hey, send us to your, send us to this guy, send us to blah, blah. I'm like, no, you send it to that motherfucker.
Yeah.
I've got an uncle
Get in the middle of that shit.
that he went and fought in Iraq, Afghanistan, and Kuwait.
Okay.
Did a couple tours.
Shout out to Uncle. Thank you.
As a Calf Scout. Had a lot of respect for him growing up. Still do. I respect him a lot for his military service and his willingness to give up his life for someone else's.
Yeah,
that is
for sure.
respectable.
Absolutely.
And but he does not see eye to eye with me.
Okay.
On the political front, and
Does it surprise you?
it does.
Okay.
It does a lot because of his upbringing and his background and his life experiences. I thought that would have drove him in a different direction.
Yeah.
And it didn't. And I can't relate to it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to talk about it in conversation, because now when you bring it up, it is so difficult to have a conversation level-headed. People get emotionally
You think it's your fault
involved.
or his fault or both?
I think as a rule of thumb, there are not many people out there that can
I'm
go and
agreeing
have
with you. Yeah,
a political conversation and it not
In
turn
general.
into a serious.
to where you like hate.
I'm gonna be honest.
the
Me and Chance Hall had a political conversation and we completely disagreed, and it was a very good conversation.
Yeah, that's
Chance Hall is an exception though, because
That
he
is
is a
not the
very
norm.
That's
like.
how Danny is.
Yeah. And-
Like we can talk politics, and we might differ on some things, but like
y'all are outliers.
That's
I
right.
would say you specifically, because you can either decide to get under somebody's skin and get them wound up.
It takes
if you want
it takes
to.
a lot for me to like get really invested in something.
If me and you were having a serious conversation though, I don't think you would do that.
Yeah,
if
that's
we
right.
disagreed, I think we're gonna try to
Yeah.
sort out our differences.
I guess I start getting invested whenever people start like insulting.
yeah,
if it's
and
a serious
tone-
conversations, yeah.
You got to learn to control your tones if you want to get better at that. Because like the way you present things and like your facial expressions when you present them,
I'm not good at it.
that's
I'm not good.
I
at it.
struggle with that too because I'm not a fake motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like I feel like when I'm telling you something, you kind of are gonna know.
Yeah,
You know,
I
like
don't
you
know
and
though,
Heather,
man.
like you've been around me the most. You know how I feel about something. I could try to hide it as much as I want. Like, that's okay. Oh no, you
There's-
thought that was dog shit.
Let me
Like
go ahead and tell you, there's only one person. There's only two people that really get me riled the fuck up whenever we're arguing about something. It's this motherfucker and my dad. That's the only two, and we will be we will holler at each other.
Yeah.
because they know your buttons and
And
not
we
many
know
other
each other's
people do.
buttons.
Yeah.
And one person pushes one, I'm like, well, I
Yeah.
can't fucking not push his now.
Yeah, that's that.
And we go down a rabbit hole of pushing buttons and
The thing I've found
we
it
stand on hills. and we
more
die on
important
hills.
to understand where someone else is coming from. I want to understand, like, cool that you feel that way. I want to understand why.
I like that.
What led you to what life
Yeah.
experiences do you have that led you to this line of thinking?
And the reason why is because we all come from different parts of the world, different like areas, different cultures. Like you can't tell me like a person from the 60s is gonna have a fucking traditional view. They're from the fucking 60s.
Even more
What did you think they thought?
to
You
date
know?
with that, I think we take a lot of that for granted, that we assume everybody came from the same background when we're having a conversation
Right.
with
That's a
somebody.
really good
Like
point.
they're like some coworkers that we have. We're like, oh well, they must have, everybody went to Tri County. Well, maybe that's not the case. Maybe that's a poor assumption. You shouldn't assume that.
Yeah.
But it's not specifically that, but things like that.
Yeah.
you
No, I
can,
think that's a good analogy.
you know.
We had a buddy that said, and I want your thoughts on this. He said that he loves guys in the military because it's easier to fuck their girlfriends. You think? Now, that's Chris Harris that said that.
I saw a bumper sticker that said something about what did it say? My girlfriend husband's out there fighting for y'all.
I saw this. You shaking that shit.
That makes me sick.
I know it's gross. It's
fucked
gross
up.
as fuck.
Is it-
It's,
I
you just
mean,
want to fuck someone up.
I wasn't there. I didn't hear the context. Is that like a?
Oh,
Oh
yeah,
no,
it doesn't need
you just
context.
heard it. You just
It
heard
doesn't
it.
need any context.
Yeah.
That's the context.
Okay. Well,
I think we were just sitting there quiet. We were like playing fucking Madden or something. And he's like,
Okay.
"Hey, y'all want to hear something funny?"
No, he was telling us a story.
I would think that as a joke, but there are people out there.
I don't know that it was a
do
joke.
And
It was partially a joke for sure.
It was a joke, but that he's probably drilled
that.
some
He's-
fucking
Wow, drilled.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like a sergeant.
Like a fucking dentist.
I think that's
Fucked
not
up.
showing a whole lot of respect for your fellow man.
No, it
No,
ain't.
it's
There's
not.
guidelines and rules and shit you just don't
That's
do.
bro code in general.
Yeah.
That's just bro code.
I mean, this goes back to what's your well, there's a name for it. The system of rules you have for yourself that guide you. That's your religion. You know, that to some extent, some people don't have
morality.
it. Some people don't
Yeah.
call it that. Some people
Your
call it morality.
morals.
That's what I see religion as, is your moral principles that you stand on that guide your day-to-day life and your thinking and your actions. And you know, that's, I don't know.
That's fucked up.
What you mean?
No, what he said is fucked up.
yeah, definitely fucked up.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't make it less funny though.
It's shocking.
It's shocking.
It's funny,
Yeah, it's shocking.
but
It's shocking.
you know,
I know a lot of guys that you can't even begin to understand what they went through over there.
I can imagine.
Oh, I'm sure.
And
Yeah, I'm sure.
The one thing they're hanging on to for dear life
is to come back to that
coming
one
home.
day.
I want to cut. That's what I'm living for.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's what I'm dying for over here.
That's a fact.
Is
And he's dying for us too.
for all of us.
Yeah.
As a country as a whole.
Oh yeah.
The people that don't agree with him, the people that hate his guts. He's fighting for the ability for you to hate his guts.
Yeah.
He is.
And what are you doing? You're doing him as dirty as you possibly
Getting
can.
laid, baby.
Drilling his fucking
You're-
old lady down.
You're taking the one thing he's living for away.
That's fucked
Well,
up.
you're
Yeah, that's
not.
dirty,
He doesn't
man.
know.
He doesn't know.
But, well, and,
Oh
you know,
my god.
When he's expecting somebody to pick him up from the airport and nobody shows up,
Oh, she'll show
the
up.
one thing he was hanging on to. That's
yeah. Well, that's where like you.
I know
that's-
people that have
You ever seen
that come home and they kill themselves.
you ever seen
for that right
Brothers
there.
with Jake Gyllenhaal, Tobey Maguire?
You know what? I've seen enough clips off of
I
Instagram
know,
Reels and
me too.
TikTok to
I want to know.
what I'm
It's-
I
talking
know. I want to
about.
watch it.
It's a tough movie, and I have to say, Tobey Maguire fucking steals that movie.
Tobey Maguire's from
Yeah.
the clips. Like I said, I hadn't seen it either. like you
That
said.
is so real. for
Oh, it
so
is.
many
Yeah, it's
people.
it's pretty raw movie. It's
they
wild.
picked a great one in Tobey Maguire. He
He
was
can
probably
act.
he was feeling that emotion.
He can act.
And you know, the worst part about it is like, and I want to be on the woman's side a little bit because I feel like this is one of the problems with society is a lot of people say things and then a year later what they said they don't believe anymore. Like a woman says, "Oh yeah, you can join the military and we can work this out." And then a year later she wishes she wouldn't have said it because it's hard. It's hard. Sometimes things are way harder than they are to say.
Yeah,
Most of the
that's
time.
true.
Most things are harder to do than they are
You
to say.
think like in the moment it's emotional. You say,
Yeah,
like,
we can work
hey,
it out.
we can make it happen because I love you.
I'll wait
and you
on
mean it.
Yeah.
And then the time wears you down.
Yep.
You know,
It
we-
takes away and takes away, and the sexual desire is like some people just eventually they cave to
Well,
it.
not even that, just human desire of having a connection and wanting to be in-
Companionship,
in
yeah,
companionship.
for sure.
So that's one of the main principles in Christianity is it is a daily battle between your human nature and this higher standard of living that you are called to. That's something that I struggle with daily. You know, that I have my basic human desires, the flesh is what we would call it, my sin nature that was born into, and that is my normal instinct is to fall into that. But I've been called to die to that daily, like fight myself and try to act differently to live to a higher moral standard. And I probably don't do the job of it that I should.
I mean, I don't think anybody does.
Yeah, we're human.
That's
But it's the judgment from a lot of religious people that it bothers me because they say they live a certain way and then shun others for sinning.
that is
Two.
that is the biggest.
It has turned me away from the church, not necessarily away from the ideology, the religion itself, but more of like, if I was a
This
religious
is what I wanted to get into.
If I was a
hoping this would end up here.
if I was a religious person, I would I don't see nothing wrong with like maybe forming your own community, or I don't think you necessarily have to go to church to I guess is what I'm saying, to like you can still be religious outside of that, because I think some of the church people, and I've met some of the best people I know through church, and are very religious people and wish that everyone could be like that. But I've also met the flip side of that Which I mean, you could
some of the most
hypocritical
people.
slimy motherfuckers that are just keeping up with the Joneses and they are trying so hard to keep the train on the track, and the motherfuckers just shaking because they're about
Like a used car salesman. You always see a Bible on the desk. You know.
Exactly. Thank you. That person's out there too, and I guess it exists outside of religion, and inside of religion. It's just humanity.
Well, and I guess it's the same people that use religion to as a facade. You know.
And I hate it, but that is probably the number one thing that turns people away from the church, like you said.
Yeah.
But it's the one thing in our religion that we admit is flawed and is imperfect, is the people. You know, it's not, you see someone that's a self-proclaiming Christian, and you're like, well, dude, that dude's 3 times worse than I am. You know, why would I want any part of that? I don't want to be around that. This dude sucks. But he's a person. I don't see it as the religious side of him that's flawed. I think he's deep down, he's a person, and he is imperfect.
He fighting his battles just like
up.
the rest of us.
Yeah.
We all got different hands.
And it sucks.
And it's different minds, different battles.
And it turns a lot of people away. That they get a bad experience from a self-proclaimed Christian, and they're like, man, I don't want any part of that.
Yeah.
And that is the number one thing that we are called not to do. You know, I hear it every week in church.
So how do you solve that?
That is a great question. How do you solve imperfect people?
No, not that. How do you solve the person that pretends to be like, or says they're a Christian, but then they just use that as like as a facade?
I don't know if you can.
I don't. You know what? No one but the person you're talking about can say whether they're pretending or not.
Sure.
You know, like it's between them and God. Whether
that's right.
Whether they're where they need to be or where they're not, but what they show to other people, you know, that's the reflection. That's up to them.
Yeah.
You know, and obviously, I think if you asked them, they wouldn't want to show themselves in the light that they have. Me specifically, there's plenty of times where I've acted in a way that would turn people away. It's like, man, if he's a Christian, I don't want any part of that, and that tears me up.
Yeah.
Because that is the last thing I want to do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, and I'll be the first to admit that that's not a problem. That's how I have shown myself is not a part of Christianity. I have not shown myself as a Christian. And I apologize to anyone that has seen me act in a way that would have turned you away. That is not a reflection of Christianity. That is a reflection of me being an imperfect person. And I apologize to you. And
yeah, we all have our.
Well, I think you say that's not a reflection of Christianity, but it kind of is though. I mean, Christianity was built on a religion that, you know, people or Jesus, he broke bread with the sinners.
Yes.
You know, I'm not a very religious person. I'm not a Christian, but I see a lot of the moral values of it. You know, and
a lot of great things.
I'm not gonna ever tell somebody they shouldn't be a Christian.
No, never.
Or try to discredit the religion or.
Same.
I mean, when you look at it at Christianity's principles as a whole, find something they believe that's not a morally good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. If you for me, I mean, like I said, I've met a lot of my favorite people, very religious. There's a lot of good that comes from religion. There's a lot of bad that comes from religion. And it's just the human aspect of it, I guess. There's terrible people everywhere. There's great people everywhere.
Yeah. I would be careful to say that there's a lot of bad things that come from religion or Christianity just because I think the bad comes from the people and
absolutely.
not Christianity and religion specifically.
I do think some parts of the Bible can be misleading, and that's what causes some people to believe the way they do.
Some people want it to be misleading.
Well, maybe that's true.
There are people out there that will use Scripture and paint it in a light that I don't believe it was meant to be painted in.
Yeah.
And those people will have to answer for it one day,
I
believe.
Yeah, there's people out there who are just, you know, damning people for liking a specific gender to hell. Meanwhile, they're having premarital sex.
And all sins are equal.
All sins are equal, says the Bible.
That's right.
And, like, you just got to, I don't think that, like, they really try to, like David said, try to, like, walk in their shoes for a little bit. A person born in L.A. where people are way progressive and, you know, people being gay is a little more common, that's more accepting out there versus, like, so you got to understand that that person being from there is like the person being from the fucking 60s. What did you think they thought? They grew up in their surroundings, bred and built this person who believes the way they believe. That's why in the South, it's the way it believes, because we all grew up like that.
I think that is terrible. The first thing that you said is there are people out there that are damning other people. It's not supposed to be that way.
Exactly.
I'm not called to be the one to judge you.
Exactly.
The number one thing that I was told is to love everybody.
Absolutely.
And you get into that topic of, sin is sin is sin.
We just all out here trying to do our best. Most of us.
I have no right to be able to say and to tell you what you're doing is wrong if I'm doing things that are wrong.
Exactly.
Yes. I can share with you what I believe and why I feel that way, and try to paint that in the best light that I can. But it's
And I think if you follow that moral compass and exactly what David was saying, I think that you can be. I wish everybody would, because a lot of good things come from that.
One thing you mentioned earlier, you said that as far as on this earth, that it's such a small time to just kind of get over some things, because at the end of the day you're not living for everybody else, you're living for your ultimate goal, which is to go to heaven. And I want to bring up, I don't know, this might be irrelevant, but I know in the Catholic Church, you hear a lot about the Catholic priests with the young boys, and that came about because they decided that all sins are equal, and they took advantage, essentially taking advantage of that. And now
they knew about it, and they moved a guy they found out was touching all kinds of kids. They moved him to a school with deaf kids, so they couldn't talk. That is the fucking evilest shit.
That's sick.
That's sick.
But the reason I bring that up,
top 10 movie kills. Let's start here.
Yeah,
fuck, dude.
Yeah, and the reason I bring that up, and I know it's fucked up. Nobody wants to talk about that. That's not the topic you want to bring up.
Yeah,
but I feel like it needs to be talked about. But the reason I bring it up is because we talk about, in religion, they talk about that life is the most minuscule part of. The human life is the most minuscule part of what your soul experiences as a religious person. You either go to heaven or hell, and that's eternity. So, that we talk about these sins are bad. Well, if we're really believing that, then maybe, what is that why they believe that? Is it because it's such a small part of human life that if they're just going to sin, it's the same thing as doing anything else?
I think that I've heard specifically the words that y'all have used in the fact that sin is sin.
And that's I don't necessarily agree with that. I'm just kind of going off of what I've heard and read in the Bible.
That is in. I'm trying to choose my words carefully,
sure,
and depict in the correct light. It is in reference to God. God sees all sin as sin, according to His Word, and that is meant not to say that this pedophilia is on the same plane as a lie. Well, we see a lie as
whatever.
It's it's not that big of a deal. It's not murder, but to God it is, in the fact that the lie is murder. You are slapping God in the face, is what sin is, is how I believe it is. It is a direct disrespect to your Creator, and we're not saying that to tone down the bad things.
You're saying to tone up the
small things.
Okay,
that's the light that sin is supposed to be painted in. That the lie is equal to murder, and not the other way around.
That's a good way to put it. I've never heard it put that way. I don't know. I guess for me, being a person that's not very religious, I guess for me, I don't view all sin equally. Which
right.
I guess sin is the word that is used in the Bible. Whatever you want to say, sin. That's why I kind of didn't dispute, but kind of redirected when you said morals are your religion. Because I don't think it is. Your moral compass is your moral compass, and a lot of people say that derives from religion. But I
Yeah,
think
it's more the other way around. Your religion dictates your morals.
sure,
the other
but
way around.
I think yeah, I don't know. For me, I guess it's just like don't be a fucked up person. You know, there's a lot of things that people do that they do because, you know, they feel like it's right. And like you said, they interpret the Bible or whatever religion they're reading from as this specific way, and that causes them to do fucked up shit. And I thought that's what turns, like you said, turns a lot of people away from
Right.
Christianity.
And that I use the term sin because that's what I believe.
It's well known. It's very
That's what-
easy to understand
Right.
what you're saying.
People understand the term sin. A lot of people don't understand what that actually is, and that's kind of what I was trying to get at. But without God and without specifically the Christianity, sin's not a thing. Sin is a Christian term. To in respect to is a direct disrespect to God. It is a direct violation of the laws and the rules that has been laid down.
Okay.
And yeah, me specifically and how I feel, I think that we are born into sin. And when I say that is it gets kind of technical, and we could get in depth and talk for way more time than what we have about it. But I think all fall short of the glory of God. You know, whether in being born into it, we are born with that sin nature, this human nature that
The temptation.
you're basically
It's always there.
evil from birth. And a lot of people disagree with that, and it gets controversial. It gets into this nature versus nurture deal, but
I always thought that was
We're-
interesting, like the nature versus nurture. I believe it's definitely your surroundings matter.
they do.
When one fruit starts to go bad, the fucking ones beside it starts to get it connected to them. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
some real shit.
Mhm.
You know, you pick up from the people you respect and you look up to. You pick up their qualities of the people that are, you know, of the people that are around you. You find the good parts in the people you look up to, and you aspire to be that, and then it creates this person of like, you know, that's the whole nature part of it. Then the nurture is like, you know, if you're a parent, can you like just continue to keep this kid on the right path? Even though they're going to school and being around those kids and those people, the pop culture, all that things. What's more, what's the more powerful one? The kid, like the parents trying to teach the kid into what they want them to be, versus like the evil in society, and not necessarily just evil, but like the good and everything that's out there. What's going to help mold the kid the most? The nature, the nurture. It's hard to say, you know. Some kids, I feel like I've run across kids that are just like their parents, and then I've run across kids
It absolutely
who are
varies
just completely rebellious.
from person to person.
Yeah, it just changes.
It's-
So I think it's close. It's probably like somewhere like 51-49, 50-50. I don't know.
It's probably 50-50.
I think I tend to lean more towards the nature side, to be honest. I think that, like,
I think I agree. I've seen so many people that have been brought up in, you know, a right way, held to a moral standard,
they just don't have it.
and they don't want it.
They don't want it.
They don't want
Yeah.
it. And that's because your parents can't save you.
They can't.
Your parents
They
can't.
can guide you.
They can guide you. They can teach
Sit you
what-
back on the path. You
what-
fucking when the training wheels, you in the grass.
They can
sit you
push
back on the path.
They can push you in a direction that they
Yes.
think will be good for you, that, you know, to try and guide you in a way that they believe. But ultimately, it's you know, we've been given free will, you know, and it's up to you as an individual.
You gotta use the bathroom. Want to take a piss break?
I was thinking about one. Let's do it.
We'll be back, guys.
Hey, we're back. Okay.
Alright,
What's up?
You got a beer, Shawn, to open?
Yeah,
or
I
anything?
don't.
Alright, I'll be soon. Cheers, guys. Yeah, we'll make the
I'll
noise.
just use the fucking.
Yeah, it's good conversation. It is good conversation. You know, sometimes it's uncomfortable to talk about. You know, I mean, obviously stuff like sometimes you don't want to talk about certain things, and but it's good to have those uncomfortable conversations, regardless of like it's good to sit down and talk to a bunch of people that all agree the same shit, and it's also good to talk to people that don't agree and they're going
But
to
can
give you pushback.
handle their shit when you talk to them. Don't get emotional and
Like-
married to their own fucking ideas and double down, triple down, fucking come up with like start reaching for fucking statistics that don't even don't even fucking matter.
That's me. I'm bad.
Yeah.
I'm bad.
I
Me too.
I
I
can
am too.
relate too. I know.
Which I'm not
I
as bad as
know.
I used to be, and
I
like you said, that's just growing up.
I just
Just
try
getting
to
older,
be
maturing.
understanding and try to give some thought to the person's opinion
Well, it also helps your delivery too. Like your delivery isn't super demanding and
Your
like,
tones, your
and,
facial expressions.
Your delivery wasn't derogatory towards a person that doesn't believe in it.
What do you mean?
Because
Versus-
if that was your approach, I have
elaborate.
we have derogatory responses.
What the fuck you talking about, you dumb
And you're-
motherfucker?
And you're right. And
Yeah.
you're right.
And
Because
it
it's-
evokes a derogatory response.
Yep. Absolutely.
Most of the time you get into it with your significant other is probably because you were being like you using the wrong tones. You probably could have just said the same thing, just with been a nicer person.
I don't think I could.
I
don't think I
no.
could. I could try, but it just ain't coming out that way.
Versus like just shitting on them.
And
You
I
know
was
what I'm
gonna
saying?
say thank you to you guys for that because y'all are two individuals that we can sit here and we can have, some.
Man, we've had people with all kinds of
And
ideas on here.
it's important to get pushback on your beliefs.
Yeah.
That's where you make progress.
If I hung out with people all the time that always believed everything I said,
We
that'd
had
be boring.
a Satanist
I would feel like, oh yeah, we did have a Satanist
Trump
on here.
supporter on here.
Explain that.
It was odd. But you know what, dude?
Shout out.
It was a fun fucking podcast,
There
dude.
used to be
there's probably a lot of people out there that
He
think
was a
Trump
heavy
is
metal
Satan.
screamer, and dude fucking pulls out some like heavy metal vocals during
they
the
were good as
show.
fuck.
I was like, damn, this is pretty fucking good.
It was pretty
Pretty
good.
fucking
Yeah.
good.
So that's so Satanist is the pure flip of Christianity, right?
Yeah.
It's complete 180.
Yeah, but
it's goofy.
well, they say and it's kind of funny because I had to stop. We were talking about the villain thing. Is the devil a good villain?
I mean,
It depends on what your beliefs are. You could think that the devil might have been right at the start. Obviously, like the devil is just coherently bad. And I don't know enough about the Bible to really speak on it. But like, is he a villain? Is he a good villain? Whatever. And I think that's what Satanist comes from. Is like they thought that Christianity, the Christians are the real villains.
yeah, I
so
think
they wanna
Satanists are
push
just
against it.
so put off by
the bad
the
Christians.
negative Christians and the bad Christians that has drove them to the point to where they want
They
to
wanna
push
push against
back
them.
so hard, so they just create this cult-like mentality.
That's terrible.
It is a huge.
It's
cult.
terrible.
That's terrible.
But I think
That-
that's how I get there.
But you get it though. Like you could see
I
it.
get it.
Yeah,
I
you
get
can
it.
see it.
yeah.
Because some of those guys are horrible, man.
There's a lot of bad that comes out of religion. There's a lot of good. Some of the best people I've ever fucking met. So multiple times,
Some
but
of the worst.
like there's like, and I think that if you always focus on the fucking negative, you're gonna always find the negative.
Yeah, you
sound like a
a
South
South Carolina fan.
I mean,
What if we're just positive this year? I think we're gonna do good.
yeah, it's,
don't
it's
do
like
that.
4 wins.
You don't do that as a
I
Carolina
saw the
fan.
schedule. It's Ole Miss,
It's so
Oklahoma,
bad.
LSU, Alabama, Clemson. It's fucking every week is like a fucking
It's bad.
top
Texas
10
A&M,
team.
Kentucky.
Yeah, and not to mention the other teams that are
I think
great.
We got Old Dominion though.
I think y'all.
We
performed-
won.
We started 1-0. Hopefully.
I think y'all had a good season last year. I think y'all ended up.
Yeah, I
with a-
don't.
You don't think so?
The
You,
week- the
you
year before.
expected to be a higher performer last
Yeah.
year.
Spencer Rattler's last year.
Spencer
Juice Wells.
Rattler.
Fuck Juice Wells.
I wasn't a believer.
Yeah.
I was not a believer in
Xavier Leggett.
Rattler played
though.
great, dude. Rattler
Xavier-
played as best as he could. Offensive line's terrible. He had
Xavier,
one receiver.
Xavier Leggett killed
Leggett
it.
is good, dude. Xavier Leggett.
I like that guy.
He's
You ever heard
baller,
him-
dude.
you ever
Country as
heard him
fuck, dude.
talk?
Yeah,
Well,
Randy-
man, you know.
I was watching. I was watching
Mumbling.
Receiver on Netflix,
Oh, I need to watch it.
and Debo, Kittle, Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and
Did Amon-Ra list how many people were drafted before him?
he does it every time he
Jesus
gets screened.
Christ, we get it.
Yeah, he does it again, but fucking Debo Samuel comes down and goes, "Yeah, I've been mentoring Xavier Leggett,"
Leggett.
and I'm gonna have to hear it from him.
Well, I mean, they both came from Carolina. so-
But he goes back and flies back in to see him play, and he has like, it was one of the games he just fucking blew up. Like 80-yard touchdown, was like the fastest player, not only in the NFL
Oh, yeah.
but in college
and
too.
NFL, yeah.
So who's better, your Leggett guy or Brenningstool at the tight end role?
We'll see. I
Oh.
think I'm excited to see that dude
It's
play.
hard to say
Yeah.
because Leggett broke out in his fifth
His
year.
last year, yeah.
But
Yeah.
in his defense, he got moved to quarterback in high school.
Hmm.
And he rushed for 1,800 yards.
I bet he did. You see this guy?
That's a big
He's
boy.
a freak. He's an athletic freak.
Yeah.
What high school? What high school?
I don't know.
Camden? Was he a Camden?
He was
guy?
close.
Sounds like Camden,
he was
yeah.
close. I'm pretty sure.
Was that 5A?
But he yeah. Debo goes back. He's like, I've been training and working with Xavier Leggett, and then he just blows up. And then he comes back. It was just kind of cool to see
He went to
Debo
Mullins- he
come
was at Mullins
back,
High school.
who is like one of the most physical receivers probably the most physical receiver in the league. Definitely right there up there.
One of the greatest returners in college history.
Yeah.
Dude was an animal.
I mean,
Debo?
Yeah, he's the best yards after catch receiver I have ever seen. Larry Fitzgerald's right there.
For sure.
And
sure.
there's some other guys you could definitely put on that list, but like Deebo
Dude.
Samuel, like
If you watch,
it's
you don't keep up with the NFL
it's
like we do.
incredible, man.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's
but
insane. I was
yeah.
blessed to have him that year. He was the number 2 wide receiver.
Good for you.
It was every day you would be like,
touchdown. It was-
they're on the 25-yard line.
Deebo.
Oh, I'm watching. He just called a slant, and I look away and I'm like washing my hair in the shower, and I look back down. He's in the end zone, hopping around, fucking dancing. I'm like, Jesus, dude.
I was blessed. Like you, sometimes when you play fantasy football, like when you just get this player that
It's unstoppable.
you're like
Dalvin
you
Cook
keep
in
thinking like
2018.
no, eventually he's just gonna have a bad game, and he just never does.
I had I played fantasy one time, and at quarterback I had Bills guy was
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Was that his
Right
4,800-yard season?
Yes.
I fucking
I had
you
him
win
at
you just win you
30
games.
points
Like you
every
can
week.
sit 3 guys.
You know the
He
worst part
wins you
was
the
I
game.
had him and Aaron Rodgers that year, and Aaron Rodgers won MVP that year. You remember that?
No, I do remember
I drafted
that.
him back-to-back. It was 7 and 8.
I do remember
around
that.
7 and
That
8.
was fucking
Wait,
nice.
you couldn't pick a bad.
No,
starter.
it was hard. That was what was hard about
That
it.
was me
It
with
horrible.
Raheem Mostert last year.
Oh, you had
He was the
Mostert.
running back too.
You had a Mostert and McCaffrey.
I have the running back 1 and 2, and I
Jesus.
didn't win because I had Herbert
Dude,
and
how the fuck
Allen.
is
and
Tyreek Hill? I'm okay with him being number 1. Why is Lamar number 2?
what's the top 5? Can you pull it up? Can you pull up the top 10?
Number 1 was Tyreek Hill. Number 2, Lamar. 3, Christian McCaffrey. 4, Patrick Mahomes.
Lamar 2 really shocks me.
Lamar
Jackson
Jackson.
from
In the
Louisville. Remember the game with him and Clemson where
Yeah,
there
yeah.
was like
Oh, you're talking about draft.
No, we're talking about NFL top 100
the players
Players
voted on
from
the
last
best
year.
players in the
players
league,
from last year.
and they voted him. The players voted him number 2.
All right, number 1, Tyreek Hill. 2, Lamar. 3, Christian McCaffrey. 4, Patrick Mahomes. So I was right on that. 5, Myles Garrett. Respect. Defensive Player of the Year.
Respect, he's
Of
good.
course. I don't know.
Chris Jones, number 6. Not mad.
I'm
okay if it's TJ Watt though. TJ Watt probably
TJ
should
Watt's
be higher
way
than Chris Jones.
way fucking better than Chris
Trent
Jones.
Williams absolutely should be top
Better
10.
than Chris Jones.
TJ Watt number 8. Okay.
Better than Chris Jones.
Travis Kelce. I'll take Chris Jones from last year. Max Crosby. I'll take Max Crosby over Travis Kelce.
I'll take Max Crosby over Chris Jones. That's close.
That's close.
Ex-
That's a good top 10. Though.
Yeah.
That's a really good top 10.
Explain to me the logic as a in-depth NFL follower of wide receiver Tyreek Hill over Patrick Mahomes.
There's not a DB in the league that can cover him. There's not a single DB in the NFL that can cover Tyreek Hill man to man.
I have to say that's the majority of people think that. I just think that's a losing mentality. I
one,
hate it, but
dude.
I don't think he's wrong.
There's not one. I would have
Man
took Christian
to man.
McCaffrey. I would take Christian McCaffrey over Tyreek Hill.
Man to man right now, I think
It's
there's some.
not
I think there's some DBs in the past that could have done it, but I don't
True.
think. I think that list is very small.
I think it is like 5 of them ever.
If that were truly the case, that no one even has a shot ever. I mean, what was his yardage last year compared to number 2?
Oh, he got hurt, but he was on pace for over 2,000 yards.
Yeah, and the thing is that
Which is the most was like what 20. Has there ever
Yeah.
been a 2,000-yard receiver?
Calvin Johnson, I believe, hit right.
It was like
at
2007 or something.
Yeah,
2008 yards.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, who was he's top fucking 6 all time? Calvin Johnson. Yeah, I mean he was a
I don't know. I think if he was truly number 1 player in the
first time
NFL,
receiver.
No, he had 1964.
Oh, close.
He knows no receivers ever had over 2,000, and Tyreek Hill was on pace before he got hurt. He was on pace for like
But that
2,200.
being on pace is what a lot of those guys were on pace too.
That's true.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, absolutely. There's
And-
a reason that
yeah.
2,000 doesn't happen.
Yeah, a lot of those guys. Calvin
Well,
Johnson.
and we
was
have
on
an
pace.
extra game.
The wear and tear from being on
Tyreek Hill
2,000
missed
pace.
3 games and had 1,710 yards. And he's getting
That's-
double teamed, and they're running zone coverage and fucking like they're doing everything they can to stop him.
But here's the problem is that the offense is you got a good offensive mind for the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah,
You got Jalen Waddle, who is a fucking number 1 receiver.
Yeah,
He's a number 1.
and he's at wide receiver.
He's
2.
he's the other guy.
You got Tua, who has an incredible deep throw.
Very accurate.
Yeah, where did that come from?
well.
Well,
Alabama,
he's not.
he
He
was
don't have
great.
the strongest arm. Tua doesn't, but he's very accurate.
He's super accurate. Yeah,
And when you get open as quick as fucking
yeah
Jalen
you got
Waddle,
5 yards to receive,
and you can get that ball out
space.
accurately
That's true.
at your own.
Not a lot of. Yeah, I got you.
field.
I'm okay with Tyreek Hill being 1.
I don't
would-
hate it.
I would have
he's
said Christian
he's a
McCaffrey.
cheat code, man.
I
I would
would've
have
said
said
Christian
Christian McCaffrey. Same.
But I'm not okay with Lamar Jackson being the number 1 quarterback.
he, if you give it to Tyreek, Christian McCaffrey's number 2,
Yes, and then probably Patrick Mahomes.
and then give me Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes won a Super Bowl with nothing, dude. It's Isaiah Pacheco and Tyreek.
Brady's
and
done
Travis
that,
Kelce.
Brady's done that, and
and
I'm
he was
like,
number 1.
And
He was number one in NFL top 100.
He's the most who's ever been in the top 5 consecutively.
Yeah.
I've never been a Lamar believer.
Oh,
I've been
yeah,
sour
I don't
about
blame
it
you.
ever since he won the Heisman over
I don't-
Deshaun.
Well, that was
He
the right. That was
earned
the right.
that.
He was right.
He earned it.
Yeah, I get it.
Deshaun
I get it.
fucking killed it though.
I get it.
But I
God,
feel like he earned it
dude.
that year. Yeah, Lamar is a guy who
Here's a guy.
I just don't know if he'll ever win a Super Bowl, man.
Number 11, Fred Warner.
And that's what
Oh,
being a
hell yeah.
Number
that's
12,
what being
Josh
a
Allen.
quarterback is about.
I would
Okay.
take Josh Allen over Lamar last year.
Same.
Oh, give me Josh Allen over Lamar.
Last
Probably
year.
over
I'm talking last year.
Yeah.
Where, So where do you put Lamar on your quarterback ranking last year?
He top 10. I mean, I'm probably closer to
Quarterback
6,
rating, he's
5.
like number 4.
Yeah.
I got him number 4.
6, 5, 4, that area.
The best quarterback last year was Patrick Mahomes. And then give me.
I mean, not statistically speaking, but like for NFL, yeah.
Yes, for the
Yeah.
NFL, give me Patrick Mahomes, and then probably give me Josh Allen.
Yeah.
I think from
Shit
the
is
quarterback
hard.
role specifically, it's all about production.
No,
Yeah,
I don't
he's-
think so.
He's leading. He's the leader of the offense.
Yeah, you're
Okay, yeah. I guess whenever you say production, I guess I thought like
Yeah,
what your
not,
stats
not
are.
specifically
Okay, yeah.
statistics.
Okay, then yeah, sure, production.
Because you
getting the offense scoring points.
Yes.
You check like when you're making the audible down to a run that leads to a 20-yard gain because the fucking defense, you knew it was man over here. You knew the
Yeah.
Mike linebacker was like not blitzing, and you let your team know this is like what it is, and we're checking it down to a run. And
Patrick
that run
Mahomes
goes
the
for
best
20 yards.
quarterback in the NFL.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think a huge part of the conversation why
Because of Andy Reid.
Deshaun's not in this conversation is who he has around him and who he has.
Oh, I
had
think it's
around
because
him.
of him.
You think so?
Yeah, he's falling off.
Deshaun's
man.
falling off.
He's getting
Falling
old.
off, yes.
Oh,
but
yeah, maybe 3 years ago,
is-
4 years ago at the Texans.
When he was with the Texans and put up those numbers, man,
He was incredible.
Yeah.
But-
Will Fuller was nobody.
nobody.
And then he was
He
fucking 1,200 yard receiver.
Yes.
1,200
Shot through
yards,
for
12
5K.
touchdowns.
He's
Yeah.
Deshaun Watson threw for 5K and is a fucking running quarterback, like a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
He had everything, man.
Yeah, who was the
God.
D Hop, Will Fuller,
Yep.
who was the tight end out there?
I don't think they really had much of a tight end.
Yeah, who was the running back?
Oh,
Who was the running back?
It's so hard to think about Texans running backs.
I know.
Shoot.
not Cook.
Who the fuck was the running back?
That's bad. I can't think of it.
Huh.
I had Will Fuller.
They didn't have much of one. I
No,
don't
they
think.
didn't.
No, but they had Lamar Miller.
Lamar Miller. that's
Lamar
exactly what it was.
motherfucking Miller,
Lamar,
yep.
Fumble machine.
Yeah, Lamar Miller was like.
He was so good in his prime and early in his prime.
I didn't
but-
buy him when he went to the Texans either.
But yeah, number 1, give me Patrick Mahomes. Number 2, give me Josh Allen, and then everybody else basically. Last year, I mean, I would love to put Jalen Hurts up there, but he's not up there.
Look,
Last year, he's not up there.
my eye test. I don't give a fuck about the stats.
C.J. Stroud, you're gonna say it.
This is my top 5. I'm going Patrick Mahomes, obviously
Yeah.
number 1.
And Josh Allen.
It's honestly number
Mahomes
0.
and Josh Allen are obviously 1 and 2.
Josh Allen number 2. Number 3, I believe Justin Herbert is the 3rd best quarterback in this league. He's caught
we're
so
talking
many
about last
bad
year,
breaks. I'm talking about in general.
We're talking about last year.
Okay, last year. Well, then
Lamar Jackson is
and
fair.
he's
Lamar
probably
Jackson's
4 or
fair.
5. Yeah,
Yeah, Jalen Hurts has got to.
Justin
be
Herbert had a fucking phenomenal year.
Jalen Hurts has got to be in there too because the fucking dude, the tush push is stupid. You can't stop it.
Yeah,
And is that because of the offensive line or Jalen Hurts? We'll find out. But
yeah.
dude's a top 5 quarterback last year.
Hurts.
Yeah,
It got
absolutely.
It got weird the back half. It got weird. I kept thinking like,
Yeah, but last year, do you want Hurts or do you want Justin Herbert, who got hurt for half the year?
pull up the fantasy numbers because Justin Herbert was fine. He was gutting it out, but like he was putting up 40
but
a
he was
year.
out for half the year.
Justin Herbert was not out for half the year.
How many games did he miss?
I don't know. It was when I started the playoffs.
I thought he missed more than that.
No, when I started the playoffs in fantasy is when that's when I got another quarterback. That's when I had C.J. Stroud, but it was like tail end of the year. He might have missed 3, 4.
Yeah,
At the
I'll
end?
take the guy that didn't miss any.
Who do you expect to be one of the breakouts for this coming season?
That's a good question.
Anthony Richardson could be.
He's
He's got the talent, dude.
He's got
He's
it.
got the arm. He's got. I believe in
Anthony Richardson from
I was-
Florida.
I loved Anthony Richardson from the fucking get go.
I'm on
I
the
was a
fence
big
about
Anthony
him.
Richardson guy.
He's great on the ground. I got to see it in the air.
He's
Yeah.
so physical, man.
I got fingers crossed for Trevor Lawrence. I hope it's coming.
Not me.
I hope it's coming.
I don't think it's
A lot of
happening.
people are down on Trevor Lawrence.
know,
I
I
still
know.
believe.
I know. Me too.
Because I believe in the fucking 6'6", strong arm guy who can run a fucking 4.6. Andrew Luck prototype, like
He's got the
proto
tools.
fucking.
He's
The
got it.
tools
He's got the
are
tools.
fucking.
He's
there.
so fast. He's got such a good arm.
And he came out of college with
He's 6'7"?
extremely good decision.
6'7" or 6'6"?
6'6", I would assume.
But
I
he's
think
on that. He's on that fucking. When you get to NFL, when you start hitting 6'7", 6'6", Brock Osweiler. We talked about it earlier.
6'6".
Look at your most successful
6'6".
teams.
The
They
fucking release is
they
starting to get slow.
They take quarterbacks like, yeah, that's true. They take quarterbacks like Tua and Hurts and what's Mahomes and a Kyler Murray. I think it's all about how they're used in the offense.
Yeah, I'm out on Kyler Murray. He can get fucked. Dude's like 5'10".
Yeah,
He don't even get fucked.
He's a scrambling quarterback who's brittle.
He's
not
so
a
brittle,
But
dude.
he's what they have, and they've used him well.
They got Marvin Harrison Jr.,
That's gonna be such
Trey
a good,
McBride,
great tight end.
James Conner is a good running back, dude. Say what you want about James Conner, dude's a fucking baller.
Yeah,
I think
he's a
to be
baller.
successful-
I know you know about James Conner. Him and who was it? Him and McDonald. Who was a tight end for the Steelers? That was from Pittsburgh.
Oh, Vance McDonald.
Yeah, Vance McDonald and James Conner was the ones that balled out on Clemson for Pittsburgh that year.
God help, I was
Yeah.
there for that.
Was that in Pittsburgh or was that in
No.
Clemson?
Who was
That was
the-
in Clemson?
That was at Clemson. Are you
hit
talking
the
about,
field goal to win
you
it,
talking
right?
about the little shuffle pass bull crap?
Yeah.
no,
Yes,
no,
James.
The field goal was at Pitt.
Okay, I thought they won.
Oh,
at Pitt.
that
you're
was at
right.
Pitt.
You're
Field
right.
goal. But
You're
Pitt-
right.
They
They know
God.
Joe, dude.
In the last few years, Pitt's always got Clemson's number offensively.
And
They've got it
Syracuse.
schemed up.
Syracuse too.
Syracuse had that win the last time they was playing.
Syracuse,
Yeah.
man.
I'm watching it,
Wake
and it was
Forest
like,
had it at that time too, but there was just a shootout with DJ. that
oh
year.
yeah,
Was that Cade? That was Cade playing maybe.
Yeah, that was good.
Wake Forest.
DJ
Wake Forest had a
game.
hell of a quarterback.
DJ
though.
ain't never had an offensive shootout in his life.
Oh, that's a fact. He did one time with Carolina. He lost. Remember that?
Whatever.
8-4, baby. We're
I
holding on
wouldn't
to the
call that
past.
An offensive.
That's all I
It
can
was
say.
like 30 points.
And it's
30
like-
points plus is a shootout to me. This is an NFL.
30
guy.
plus points is shootout. That's a shootout for sure.
That's a shootout.
Yeah,
Scoring a touchdown
yeah.
a quarter.
We play defense. out
Touchdown
here.
a quarter?
Yeah, you
That's
got-
that's a sore spot for me. DJ was that's some rough years. For
Yeah,
me.
you know why? It's because
Ain't
your
nobody-
coach can't just tell him to go by. He
So your
can't pressure
breakout player
him.
was who?
My breakout player said I said Anthony Richardson, but
That's a fun one. That's a fun one.
I could probably come up with someone better though if I really think.
That's a fun one. Yeah.
Jaden Daniels Jaden Daniels might.
I
be
was about to
awesome.
say, dude. I was about to say my breakout might be
From LSU.
if yours is
Heisman
Trent
winner.
Richardson. I'm going Jaden Daniels
Yeah, Heisman winner.
from
I get
LSU
that.
last year. Won the Heisman. Yeah.
Where'd he end up?
Washington.
Commanders. Yeah, Washington Commanders. They're going to rebrand apparently. Who cares? Yeah.
New owners. I get it.
We're talking about. You said breakout quarterbacks this year. You said Trevor Lawrence.
Just it ain't got to be quarterbacks. Just
Oh,
in
if we're not
general.
doing quarterbacks, Jonathan Brooks for the Panthers. Solo back. I mean, Miles
back.
Sanders is there, but Jonathan Brooks is the first running back.
Hubbard's still
drafted.
there.
No, he
Chuba
went to
Hubbard? Where'd he
Bears,
go?
right?
Thought he might. Yeah,
Or is
I
that
think he did.
Deontay Foreman?
What a pathetic franchise. Carolina
Hey.
Panthers.
Dude, if anybody's got it set up for him though for the Bears, dude, Caleb Williams.
They said we fucking believe.
Great offensive
We went-
line.
they went and
DeAndre
get-
Swift,
yeah.
Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, and Roma Dunze. And Cole Kmet.
Cole Kmet.
I feel so sorry for the diehard Carolina Panther fans out there.
Oh yeah, they drafted the wrong quarterback.
Well,
The
they-
wrong
they've
quarterback got
just-
drafted.
They've had
The wrong kid died.
Their own kid died.
my entire life. They've
They
had
should have
a
drafted
real
CJ
rough
Stroud.
go out of it.
Yeah.
And they're I don't feel like their organization supports them very
They
well.
drafted a Make-A-Wish Foundation out there.
Wow.
He's fucking 5'11", looks like a kid out there playing with some fucking. When
It's like
you
Kyler
see him
Murray.
break the
He's big-
huddle,
you know the best part is he's taller than Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray can run for his fucking life and
He
make
has
plays.
a hell of an arm.
He can throw on the run
He has
too.
a hell of an arm.
He's not necessarily the best like pocket passer, but if he's on the run, he can fucking extend
Oh,
plays.
Don't forget about the touchdown to D Hop in the end zone.
And when you can extend
Perfect
plays,
placement.
these receivers can get really open.
Oh yeah.
And if you can throw a little bit on the run,
Like CJ Stroud and Tank Dell.
Who was
that-
quarterbacking for the Panthers when they had McCaffrey?
Cam
that was Cam Newton.
Yeah,
Cam
And then
Newton
it
killed
was,
it. The game was just too brutal, and he was too
Ryan
brutal.
Tan-
they went
Ryan
down. They went
Tannehill's
down
in
with the ship on
Miami.
that one, didn't they?
Yeah, they should have.
Who was after Cam Newton?
Who cares?
That was
doesn't
Sam
matter.
McDonald.
Sam McDonald. Was that after?
And
Cam
then
Newton?
Baker
I thought it was somebody
Mayfield.
before.
Baker Mayfield
It
was
was
in
somebody
there.
before Sam McDonald.
And then
It was
Baker
McDonald.
does
No,
what
it
when he leaves
was.
the
It was
Panthers?
what was that fucker's name? Something more. They had Will Greer that year. Will Greer from
Yeah,
West
fucking
Virginia, but there
bomb.
was another dude who came in too. It was oh
name.
man, what was old buddy's name? And then it went to Sam
McDonald.
McDonald.
No, Sam Darnold.
I know.
You
What
said
it-
McDonald.
McDonald.
Remind me what Baker did when he left the Panthers. Didn't he start producing?
He went to the
After they
Rams. He went to
cut
the
him
Rams and
loose.
immediately won a game.
right off the plane, and then they traded him to the Bucks, and he had a fucking
Balled out last year.
He kept his job.
Baker Mayfield's a baller, dude.
He's a
I love Baker
baller.
Mayfield.
I like him too.
It was not his fault at Carolina. It was not.
It was nobody's fault at Carolina.
Well, it was somebody's fault.
But you know what? Sometimes
Any of the players.
the organization's just
Sam
bad.
Darnold just had the worst hand. I hate it for him, dude.
He did.
He had the worst hand. Just like what's his name?
I almost wanted to see
What's
him.
his name from damn UCLA? Josh. The fucking quarterback from UCLA that everybody was so big on. Looks
Josh
so dopey.
Rosen.
Josh Rosen.
Yeah.
Had
Josh
the
Rosen.
worst hand.
Cannon.
Had the worst hand,
Had
dude.
the worst hand.
Dude, just like
Sometimes you get drafted by a dog shit team organization. The coaches suck. They're brand new. They're trying to figure it out. The players are brand new. They're trying to figure the shit out. They suck already.
who was the wide receiver for Sam
Get in a
Darnold?
division with fucking Josh
Who
Allen.
was the wide receiver for Sam Darnold at the Jets? Went to the Panthers actually with him.
Oh, you talking about Chosen Anderson?
Yeah, Robbie Anderson.
yeah.
Chosen Anderson. Robbie Anderson, dude. He had an okay
Balled
setup, and he
out.
had
The only jet I've ever played in fantasy.
God, who was the other? Oh no, that's not true. Brees Hall,
Never had Brees Hall.
Dalvin Cook.
No.
No.
No. I'm here to tell you, that's
Isaiah
the only.
Crowell.
Never.
Isaiah Crowell was at the Jets, right?
Yeah.
He was at the
That was-
Jets
that
with
was a
Sam
good
Darnold.
guess. Yeah, that was a good guess. But
Isaiah Crowell was at the Jets with Sam Darnold. That's
I
that's a
picked
sleeper.
Chosen Anderson. I picked up. Oh, sorry, Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson.
And the
he was
free
Robbie
se-
Anderson. He changed his name.
Yeah, the Chosen.
We can do this all day, man. We can do this all day.
I know. Sorry, man. He's just like sitting back, like just watching this, talking about fucking.
I'm trying to soak it up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a lot, yeah.
But I don't know.
It is a lot.
Up and coming rookies, I'm excited about Malik Neighbors from LSU. But he went to the Giants, dude.
I don't understand how y'all keep up so in depth.
We're
on
obsessed.
how many topics
It's a
y'all
sickness.
keep up with.
It's a sickness, yeah. that's a perfect way to put it.
Can y'all do the same thing with the UFC?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Yeah,
Start naming them.
I can't.
Let's start
Okay.
naming weights. Let's start naming weight
Bilal
classes.
Muhammad dumping Leon Edwards on his head was.
The welterweight division's good.
And dude, when I'm watching this fight, and I'm going, Leon, you got to go forward. Like, you got to. He keeps, like, Bilal just keeps closing his fucking, like, he just back. And, like, and for Leon to succeed against Bilal Muhammad, you got to keep your distance and fucking pick him apart.
Yeah.
We know that. Like, anybody who knows the two fighters understands that.
It's like
And
it's like
then
Stephen Thompson.
Every
versus,
time I'm, like, looking away, I'm like, this fight's kind of, like, a little, not necessarily boring, but, like, Leon's not taking shots and Bilal's just doing Bilal shit. And
he just fucking.
and then the next thing I
a
know,
decision's better than a good fighter or whatever.
next
the fuck
thing
he
I
said.
know, Bilal
Fuck
Muhammad,
dude.
Bilal Muhammad is just closing him off and getting him closer to the cage, and shoots a takedown and takes him fucking down every time. That was the game plan, and it fucking worked.
I mean, how is Leon? Are you not going in there with the mentality that
Knock
I got
this
to
motherfucker
kick
out.
this dude's head off?
Yes.
I'm not going to beat him on the ground.
He just coasted for some reason.
Yeah,
and got
everybody
his
knew that.
ass. The end of the fight,
that
though.
was the cloth he was
the
cut from.
end of the fight, though.
I didn't watch it.
Leon is like on top of Bilal. He like splits his fucking head open, and dude's like bleeding. He's just fucking pounding on him, and the fucking whistle blows, and then Leon and Bilal gets up. He's like bleeding out of his fucking.
He's like,
face.
"Oh,
He's
well,
like, yeah. He fucking, and I'm like, you did win, but
At what cost?
Leon, what took you so long, dude? You
Yeah,
should have started
really.
this shit in the
I mean,
first round.
How is that not the game plan for every wrestling guy versus kickboxer? I mean, don't you, as the kickboxer,
It's a
do you not
mental.
have
I
to
think
go
it's
in there with
a
the mentality
psychological
that-
thing. You come out trying to coast, like trying to play safe, trying to be like
Fucking
very
stupid.
technical, and then he just like has a game plan and is going against that.
Let me give you one guy that didn't do that. It was Conor McGregor versus Khabib. Dude went out there and fucking spinning kicks off the rip.
He was
And he got took down.
he
and the
was
shit
so
beat out of him.
aggressive. He was so
But
aggressive.
he did it though. He
But,
went out there.
dude, his takedown defense the first
was
two
amazing.
rounds was amazing.
Whenever
Amazing.
they shoot the double leg and you rock to one side and grab the leg.
Yes.
You hook the leg. That's so good.
He, like-
and Alexander Volkanovski did the same thing as Brian Ortega.
Khabib in that fight, like Khabib has a leg and takes it out. He's on his butt, and he's just like you were saying, he just like grabs his
He
leg
sits up
and sits up,
and he grabs the
and,
opposite
like,
leg.
butt hopping back, and
Yep.
it's like
And you can't finish the takedown without
he
the
can't,
pressure.
and he gets back up. It's like
Excellent coaching.
holy shit, this dude was.
This Dylan Danis, dude. Dylan Danis is the coach. I know you know about Dylan Danis.
Who expected Poirier to have the defense against Islam that he had?
I did not, but I thought he wouldn't win.
no,
it's the same thing, I
nobody
guess.
thought he was going to win.
I mean, I thought there was a chance.
There was a chance.
Poirier
too.
is a fucking dog.
His
dude.
striking is like the best. His boxing is the best in like that division. By
But I didn't think he was going to win. After I saw what Islam did to Volkanovski.
I was optimistic
Islam's
because of how much I
scary,
like
bro.
Dustin.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
like him.
I'm a fan too. I'm a
I
fucking
was
fan.
optimistic
He's
for how much
easily-
I
Him
hate
and
Islam.
Justin Gaethje are my two fucking those are the fucking
God,
trailer
and
park
Dustin-
boys. Let's
It
go.
looked like Dustin walked right
Trailer
through
park boys for
Gaethje.
real.
You
I know.
Who saw
Yeah.
that coming?
What about fucking Tony Ferguson? Or not? Not
Dustin-
Tony Ferguson.
Dustin-
How about fucking
Fuck out Max Holloway.
Max
Dustin-
Holloway and
Dustin
Justin Gaethje? At the end of the fight, Max
we
Holloway's
watched that shit downstairs.
winning the
Fucking hammered.
Max Holloway's
Fucking
winning the
trash.
fight, and he goes, "Fucking meet me in the middle." Justin Gaethje's this trailer park. Let's fucking
like-
go. He gets knocked out, but you know what? That's you live by the sword, you die by the motherfucking
absolutely.
sword,
He died by
dude.
the sword,
Shout
yeah.
out Max Holloway for giving him a shot.
Yes,
dude.
he could have just coasted. He
Max
said, "You know what?
Holloway- Max
Let's get
Holloway's
these
that
motherfuckers
dude.
a show." And Justin Gaethje knew.
That's what
"Let's
the UFC
fucking
wants.
go."
Ilya
That's what
Taporia.
Dana wants.
That's what Dana
Ilya
wants.
Taporia.
That's what we
That's
want.
what everybody
Ilya
wants.
Taporia versus
We
Max
all want.
Holloway, October 24th. I'm scared for Max Holloway.
I'm pulling for Max Holloway.
I am
though.
too. Fuck Ilya Taporia.
Yes.
But damn,
But-
he's so scary.
What Ilya Taporia
That's
did to,
true knockout power.
He's got power. What he did to fucking
For
Volkanovski.
featherweight, that is crazy knockout
Crazy
power.
power.
See, I didn't see that one. That was before.
Yeah, he put him to
sleep.
I haven't
He-
I haven't
night-night.
witnessed Taporia yet, but I've heard.
Have you watched? Do you know much about Alexander Volkanovski?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's getting old now though, isn't he?
Well, I mean, they're all old.
Yeah.
They're all the greats are old because they were defending their title for 6 years.
When you start looking at the Tony Ferguson's,
Oh, he
Charles
died.
Oliveira,
It hurts.
Oliveira's
that's-
old.
they're
Just in case.
It hurts because when it goes, it goes.
Poirier's getting old.
oh yeah,
Jones
Like
is
Usman
old.
is like might lose every fight for like
But
6
let's
straight
be
lose
honest.
losses.
It's a
Let's
switch.
be honest. Alex Pereira
starts
is
with
the
one, and it-
same age as John Jones.
That
He's
feels
37.
so weird, don't it?
Yeah, Alex Pereira is going to be one of the greatest champions we've ever seen.
I've said that a couple episodes
He
ago.
will knock Tom
I
Aspinall
go,
the
dude.
fuck out.
I go, dude.
Mm.
Alex Pereira might be the best we've ever seen. You go, dude, John Jones. I was like, you're right. But
Alex
we
Pereira-
had that conversation.
Alex Pereira will knock Tom Aspinall the fuck out.
Oh, I agree, 100%.
I think Tom Aspinall has an ability.
I like
to,
Tom Aspinall.
to put
I like Tom Aspinall.
Pereira on the ground in a way that he can't keep up.
There
with.
is.
Yeah.
So you got something. You onto something.
You know, people said that same thing about Jan
Jan
Blachowicz.
Blachowicz.
We watched that together. Jan Blachowicz is an incredible grappler.
The Polish
Israel
power.
Adesanya said he felt so strong, but that was because Israel Adesanya
He strangled
weighed in.
him.
Israel Adesanya weighed in at the minimum.
20 less, right?
Aspinall's that same different kind of strong, I think.
Yeah, Alex Pereira weighs in at 250 walking around. He
thick.
walks around at 250 and he cuts the fucking
I like
light heavyweight.
I like where the Aspinall fans are right now.
I love
'cause
Tom Aspinall.
I do too.
I respect that dude.
I like where the fans are because he's got the fans. The hype train's building for him.
Yeah, the
Imposter
thing is,
syndrome at the fucking finest.
he has a quickness that these other
down
guys
with the
don't have
quickness.
at 250. Pereira doesn't
so
have that
fast.
quickness.
Oh no, Pereira has that.
He has that quickness. I think.
Pereira
so.
has
I think he's faster.
Pereira's
he's
faster
faster.
than
I
Aspinall.
agree, dude.
Really?
Pereira's
you
a,
think so?
Pereira's a
And the
different animal.
power, the
Pereira's the only
technique.
man I'm like I'm kind of scared of that guy.
Yeah, I know.
Like he scares when I see him in the ring. I'm scared. Him and John Jones are the two men. I'm like
we need to see John Jones versus Alex Pereira.
that's the only one. That's the only one.
That's
that
the
can
only
beat him.
one I care.
Tom Aspinall would get
Tom
knocked the fuck out. He would choke the
Aspinall.
fuck out. I'm sorry, dude. It's not happening. He doesn't stand a chance against John Jones.
I want to believe like you, but I think you
I
might
don't,
be right.
I don't
Brian.
think you can say he doesn't have a chance.
Nope, I can. I saw what he did to Cyril Gahn.
That was. I thought Cyril Gahn was a fucking
Cyril
agility
Gahn-
special. Like
Cyril Gahn
specialist.
could probably knock out Tom Aspinall. Like that's an excellent.
It could
fight.
happen. He went toe to toe with
John
fucking
Jones knocked him out in fucking 2 minutes. He
What-
choked him out in 2 minutes.
I
What
guess
was,
the
what was the
cage.
last big upset that you can think
Oh,
of?
that's good.
The last big upset.
Yeah.
For the UFC.
For
Yes.
me, the first one that comes to mind is Grasso versus
That's a
Shevchenko.
great one. That's a really good one.
I think that like
Yeah.
fucking help me out.
Aljamain Sterling, Sean O'Malley. Is that what you about to say?
Nah. I think that one was
Kind of neutral.
I think that the betting odds were even. on
Sean
that one.
O'Malley and Petr Yan was a good upset.
That was a good upset. I thought Petr Yan won that fight. It's close. It's close.
We've already had.
We've
We
argued.
yelled at each other on this podcast.
We'll be hollering at each other on that one.
What about last couple fights Wonder Boy had? Stephen Thompson.
Yeah, it's like
Hadn't-
Gilbert
hadn't he-
Burns.
Gilbert Burns, but Gilbert Burns was in his prime.
What was it after? Was it after
He fought. Oh, what's his name?
Shavkat Rakhmonov.
Yeah, and he got
that was
choked
bad. It was
down. He got beat.
starched.
Yeah. But I will say it was before that. It was it Bobby Green?
Jeff Neal.
No, it was Bobby Green before that. He agreed to go.
No, Leon Edwards.
No,
Leon Edwards. No, not Leon Edwards. Fucking
Kevin Holland.
Kevin Holland.
It was Kevin Holland.
Kevin
yeah.
Holland, and then before that it was Jeff Neal.
Yeah.
Or before that it was Gilbert Burns. and
Burns,
before that it
then
was
Jeff Neal. Yeah. Gilbert Burns has kind of fallen off, right?
That's strange.
He kind of went on this like.
To
Tear.
my point, upsets do happen.
Oh, that
And once you shut the door, You can't say they ain't got a chance.
But what upsets were like really like that?
I like Tom Aspinall too.
What
I'm with you.
What upsets were like?
See, I don't think
that
it's that drastic as you're thinking it is.
I've watched John Jones a long time. I don't
That's
know.
true.
I don't know.
He's the GOAT.
He's
the GOAT.
old.
He's the GOAT.
He's
would
old.
Would
but-
you agree in the last 2 fights Jones has had, he's looked sloppier than in the past?
The Cyril Gahn fight
Not
was
the last one,
incredible.
but the time before, yeah.
The time
against, who was it?
Well,
Was
the
it Curtis
Dominic
Blades?
Reyes.
No, Dominic Reyes,
The
yeah.
Dominic Reyes fight, you could argue that Dominic Reyes might have won that fight.
Yeah, and then
The
he came out-
decision went to
That was his first fight back.
yeah,
Yeah, and then he
after
came
a little
back,
while.
And then well, that was in 2019 or 2020.
The Dominic Reyes, I think, was in 18.
19, yeah, 18. Maybe might have been 18.
18.
But then he came back in 2022, and
Again,
he just murdered Cyril Gahn. Cyril Gahn didn't have a chance.
it wasn't even. It was.
It was
it
1
happened
minute.
so fast it bothered me. Like it was like because I had been making the case
It
that
was
Cyril
so
Gahn could do
hyped
it.
up.
I could make the case. I was making
Everybody
the
was so excited.
Cyril
about
Gahn
the
could
fight.
like his takedown defense is fucking elite.
And
His
John,
fucking
and
striking
John Jones is just waiting.
is
and
yeah.
waiting. And he beats him in the striking, and then Cyril Gahn goes to throw a leg kick, and he catches it and fucking just pushes him down. It's like perfect timing technique.
It
And then he gets on top of
bothered
him and just
me.
fucking chokes him
It
unconscious against the
really
cage.
bothered me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Talk about a guy that loves Tim Robinson. Jesus.
That shit's
I might
awesome.
have started that at work.
He did. He started.
You
it.
start. You're the reason why
He
I watched
started-
fucking
yeah,
Tim
I
Rock because
think
he told
so.
me about
It
this shit.
really bothered me.
The fucking the one of my favorites is the one where he sits on the whoopee cushion in the office and he's like, "What's the joke? What's the next joke? You want to make me pretend like my nutsack ripped open and and meatballs fall down my leg?" And
So
I'm
over the
like,
top.
it's just so ridiculous.
He's got a point.
Yeah,
Was
yeah.
What's
the next joke?
The fucking nachos.
My favorite one is the nachos is good.
Where
my
he's
favorite,
choking.
No, my favorite
Oh.
one is the.
I'm gonna throw. Yeah.
Oh, the water stinks.
You're really gonna.
My
You're,
favorite one's the hot dog car, dude.
I'm just gonna take these clothes that are just sitting here, nobody's gonna
suits.
use, driving this random hot dog car, and just go
Amazing.
home.
So good. He said, "What if we all close our eyes and pull each other's pants down and spank each other on the bottoms?" It's like, what?
Dude, one of my favorite ones is the one where he's like, just next time I bring up talking about my kids, just really stop me. He's like, okay, I will. And then like the whole night, the dude's just trying to like, anytime he's about to bring up his kids, he's just like, fucking interrupts the whole fucking thing.
Oh,
He's just
yeah.
fucking annoying. And then he starts building a crowd. Because, like, he starts doing shit with the dog, and then, like, oh, this guy, like, the fucking incels are like, oh, this guy's fucking cool. Like, let's hang out. And then they keep trying to do shit with the dog, and it's like, oh, it's fucking, it's just, you just got to watch it.
I
It's
saw
funny
him
shit.
sit down. It was a clip. I didn't see the whole
really
thing.
bothered.
Yeah.
But that he was talking about like how they come up with ideas and some of the ideas that they've had for some other skits.
Yeah, I saw that. It was like a Zoom call.
Yeah,
They was talking on.
maybe. Yes, I think so. And he was like, we had this idea for, like the Blue Angels,
Mm-hmm.
the F-16, but
Yeah.
submarines underwater, and everybody's standing there, and all you see are like bubbles
And that's
coming
the
up
show.
out of
I
the
just
water.
see that,
and
yeah.
that's the show. It's like, how do you think of something like that?
I know, dude.
It's like down there, they're doing all these crazy submarine tricks,
And they're
everybody's
cheering.
yeah, it was just bubbles.
See it? So dumb, dude.
That's hilarious.
so dumb.
Have you seen the new to me, I guess, Top Gun?
Yes, multiple
No, I haven't
times.
watched it.
Top Gun
I
3
watched the
coming
first one,
out.
I haven't watched it because I'm kind of like you. I was just like,
You haven't watched it?
no, before. I didn't watch it because I was just like, whatever. It's fucking phenomenal.
Oh yeah, I've heard. I just had to take
It's
the time.
fucking phenomenal.
Did you still have a thumbprint phone?
Yes, I do.
Wow,
This is the iPhone 12 SE.
that's a thumbprint phone.
What
When
iPhone?
they-
What are we on now? Like
Patrick would
17? or
he's
something?
probably
16,
going to blow his
alright.
lid watching this. Who's not a 12? It's the newest generation of SE. And I have a thumbprint. And I love
A
it.
thumbprint's crazy.
It's crazy.
You have Face ID?
I don't have anything.
You just
I
swipe.
just swipe.
What a guy. He
I don't
rolled
give
off.
a
He rolled off
fuck.
his phone.
I don't care.
I'm not putting my face in that phone.
yeah.
I ain't putting my face.
No,
in
I
there.
just like I don't know. I just got a new phone, didn't set it up, didn't care.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I'll just have my phone in my pocket. Like I do get paranoid. Like if I'm in the bathroom pissing, I look for my phone. I'm like in a party setting. I'm like one of them jabronis are probably about to steal my phone and go.
And I'm about to
I
trade
got-
fucking
I
Travis
can't-
Kelsey and fucking
yeah.
Tyreek Hill to myself.
I do
for
worry about
Jordan
shit like that.
Love.
There's a little bit of anxiety when I'm in the bathroom in that situation.
That's a good spot to be in. If that's what you're worried about, good for you.
Yeah, I'm not doing some shit I'm not supposed to be doing. I'm happy with my life. I'm where I need.
I was talking about like sending a $500 Venmo or something,
yeah.
but if you got it like that, you got it like that.
No,
I'm not worried about that. I got it like that.
No, I mean, I hope any of my
Do you
friends.
agree that there's a greater security aspect of the thumbprint than the Face ID? If somebody's gonna break into my phone,
There
they're
are
gonna use
filters and fucking. I could see people.
Well, and also you could just like.
yeah, if you're sleeping,
Yeah.
you're gonna wake me up.
No,
with
you're
my
100.
thumbprint.
Yeah, but
One
they
thing-
can. But
one
they can
thing I
also
will
go.
say-
If you're sleeping, they can also go.
That's easier because the softer you press it, it's easier. It goes better. Yeah.
But I still think the fingerprints.
one thing I have noticed with the Face ID is like if I have like at work, if my safety glasses are dirty, if my safety glasses are dirty, the Face ID won't work.
pull it up and like barely put your finger on it, like.
Yeah, you got it. I got it set where you got to press it.
Oh, okay. So they'll
So
just press.
you
Oh,
got-
so that.
You actually have to.
Oh,
And
so the
even there-
button is.
Yeah, I'll just squeeze your
Is-
thumb and just fucking.
you just- See,
Wow.
motherfucker, you was cheating right here, you lying ass. I don't know, man.
You don't know, man.
I don't know,
What
man.
time
I
is
would probably say
is that?
that.
Oh,
we
right
chilling.
at
We got,
4.
we got 28 minutes.
Yeah, I'd probably
Good.
say that the thumbprints have got to be better, right? But
gotta be
why do they
better.
move away? Google's on to do their shit.
Because it's easier.
It's convenient.
Yeah, I don't have to go. They want to get the button away. I mean, I like it. I think it's better.
You
It
think
looks
it's
better. It looks better as a phone. Like as far
without
as like
the
a
button?
yeah.
Yeah, I
It's-
think
it's
so.
good.
I agree
It's
with
good
that. Yeah.
That's nice.
But you OG.
Who?
You OG to the iPhone 12.
I don't care.
He's not OG. He's 22.
I don't care.
How could you be OG?
That's fucking true.
There's a lot
Thank
of
you. Thank
yeah,
you.
You're
I
right.
mean, I'm 24. I'm not OG.
Yeah,
You're right.
Thank you.
I mean, I was there whenever like iPod Nano was out.
a lot of people.
Man,
say
So was
about
he.
I was there with the fucking.
The newest generation of
Walkman shit.
iPhones. I'm not one of those people.
No, I don't care either. I just get one whenever my phone breaks. I get the newest
too.
one when my phone breaks.
Yeah, same.
Now that might be a little
Dude,
more
I
often
know.
than
I work
for
with this
us.
guy who, when the motherfucking new one comes out, he's getting it
That's crazy. Which I guess it probably
Every
doesn't cost much
time.
more to trade your phone in.
every time. He also rents vehicles.
He probably also never mind. Sucks
went-
cocks.
I went from the iPhone 5C to the 7. To
Allegedly.
this.
Huh?
Allegedly. Oh, that's that guy.
I went from the 5C to the 7 to this.
I don't know anything about the 5C
Yeah,
or the 7.
I went from the 10 to this. This is a 15.
They're,
I think. I don't know what the fucking number is.
I've never had the biggest, baddest. You know.
Yeah,
I don't-
I could
I
have
don't
told you
care.
that.
Got me. Oh.
yeah, you should have asked me. I would have told y'all.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I think they knew.
He's the only one spinning a tough man competition.
It's true though. He want to know.
Imposter.
Anytime someone talks some shit, just say I'm fucking want to know. What are
anybody,
you?
anytime
You
anybody,
piece of shit.
it was Brandon Brock who did it. Shout out Brandon
You
Brock.
piece of shit.
It was like somebody said something about you look pretty, you looked okay. And I was like,
Stop fucking hating.
and then Brandon Brock was
God,
like,
'cause you ain't
Brandon
got
was
the
like-
balls.
Brandon Brock said he's the one that coached.
Brandon
I said,
Brock ain't got the balls, dude.
Oh, Brandon Brock don't.
No,
But he got the
I
nose.
know. Just from hearing this fucking story, Brandon Brock ain't got the
Brandon
balls.
Brock a bad motherfucker though. I'll give him that.
Hey,
He's a
what?
bad dude.
In his
Just in general.
defense, he's probably
Okay.
intelligent enough to not be.
Yeah, no,
drugged
Brandon
into
Brandon
it.
Brock is a smart motherfucker. He cool.
Oh,
shit.
okay.
He's
I
like,
mean,
he's like
I
he's
will
that
say,
dude.
everybody I've met through Michelin so far, the guys you've brought, they're all pretty intelligent guys.
Yeah,
for the most
That's
part.
because I
Surprisingly.
didn't bring the other ones.
Surprisingly, they all have like, because I didn't bring the other ones. Now I will say that like they do have their
Their quirks.
tendencies to be very hard set on their ideas.
I was gonna bring Austin Brown on here.
Some of them seem like they're so smart.
out,
They're like
Austin.
they're
He's probably
very
listening to
smart,
this.
but like the other side of the sword is
Because they're smart.
It-
They're rooted. They're going to be
They're rooted.
stubborn on what they believe
because they're so smart and it's worked for them for so long.
because they
got
have
them there.
They know they have a reason for what
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
exactly.
It's worked.
they believe.
It's worked.
Yeah, that
And
makes
I can
sense.
appreciate that. But how, as a person, can you go? How do you stay water and continue that?
Stay water.
How do you stay water? How do you stay water and
said that
continue
slowly,
the same intelligent path you're on, but also improving on yourself? And the only way you can improve on yourself is to acknowledge that you gotta cut out, trim the fat.
There are things
You
you
gotta
don't
trim the
have right.
fat, and you know what the fat is? The fat is you being fucking married to the idea of something very stupid
Well, hold on
that
now,
you don't
hold on.
realize.
If you
is.
eat a ribeye, do you want to trim the fat?
No,
That's
but
a bad analogy.
I get
I
it.
love the- I
I'm
love the
with you.
fat.
I'm with you. I'm with you, but you get it.
No, I don't. I'm just being stupid.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Would
I
you
trim
say
the-
would you say I'm an asshole?
You are what you choose to be.
What? No. That's not what I asked you.
You can be.
It's not bad.
There are times when you are. There are times when you're not. That's what I meant by that.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I choose to be an asshole sometimes. I feel like I choose to be an asshole a lot of the time.
I agree.
Okay, thanks. Thank you. I appreciate that. You know, his laugh reminds me of Trent's.
Oh, that's interesting. That's our
Yeah,
older
It
brother.
always has.
Yeah.
It always has, yeah. Shout out Trent. We need to have him on here. That would be a good
That'd
podcast.
be a good podcast.
That'd be a good one.
Let's
We
try
need-
to set
reach
that
out,
up.
reach out for
Let's try to.
400.
Yeah.
400.
He's the eldest.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's our half brother.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, our mom was pregnant with him before she got married to our dad.
Cool.
Which
I guess.
she had him and our half sister, and then
Wouldn't that be considered like just like a stepbrother?
no, it's half, because half is blood. Step is not. Step is by law.
That's fair. Yeah, that's right.
You know the porn.
Yeah. I'm stuck.
Yeah, that
I'm
one.
stuck, step,
Yeah,
bro.
It's not blood, so it's okay.
Okay.
He said it's not okay.
It's not okay. This whole conversation is not okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Allegedly.
Yeah.
I would never. Beers are flowing, man. The beers are flowing.
Yeah, I got fucked up on Boston Lagers last night, dude.
Boston Lagers, dude. What are you, a fucking Patriots fan?
Yes, they were on sale, and dude,
What
I
a
was
guy, fucking.
like, most of the time, like when you go to that food line, you'll learn there's not very many lagers, and there's
yeah,
not
I've
very
looked before.
Yeah,
There's some good dark beers, but there's like one or two.
yeah, and
Not
not a lot
much.
of. And I'm like, the fucking Boston Lagers on sale for like $15.99. I like Boston Lager. Who the fuck don't like a Boston Lager?
He is a Patriots fan, by the way.
I am.
Did you?
That-
I don't
yeah,
know if you knew
that
that.
I'm talking about.
That checks out.
I'm talking about before.
Yeah.
That checks out. That's fair. That's fair.
Nice. Cheers, man.
Cheers to you.
Oh, you get
I
a- you
respect
get
it.
your beer.
Oh, I'm out too, man. I'm out. Yeah, the beer's been flowing.
You want a beer, Sean?
Please.
grab you one.
Please. I'm good. I'll take the fucking.
You take the 8.2%.
I'll take the 8.2 over the.
6.
Oh, it's so ice cold.
They're so cold. Yeah, I kept them in the box. I'm smart.
It's
Fucking
it's
smart.
a 6.
Smart.
Relax.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
my
I know.
first
It's
time,
stout. It's stout.
Well,
But I like a little flavor
dude. You
instead
ever,
of.
you ever scuba Steved a beer?
Hmm.
Have you ever scuba Steved a beer?
Oh, this reminds me of festival times,
I'm
baby.
not- I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what scuba Steving is? Well, it's where you put a straw in the beer and you bend it. So whenever you
yeah,
a beer bottle,
I'm gonna take a piss. I'll be back.
it's really fast. You want to take a piss break? We can all go. I'll probably have to piss.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're back, guys. Hey, what's up, guys? We're back.
We're back. What's going on?
I was gonna put that in, but then I realized what you said.
You cut that out.
It's not gonna be
Listeners, they ain't gotta know everything. Nosy
bad.
motherfuckers.
Oh my god, they're so nosy. All the motherfuckers are so
They're just
nosy.
watching our podcast, getting roasted.
Shout out-
Fucking nosy.
Shout out, you nosy motherfuckers.
You should not be listening right
Dude,
now.
Jeff Buckley. Have you ever listened to Jeff Buckley?
It's-
Mm-mm.
He's a talent.
What kind of music do you like? Because I'll be sending you shit and you don't even respond. And I'm like, does he even like
Yeah,
this?
that's my bad. That's my
Does he
bad.
even like
No,
this shit?
I'm like you.
I get it, though, because I do
the
the same thing whenever people send me music. Because I want to listen to it at a time that's good for me to pay attention.
same.
But then I forget.
got
There's not a song you have sent me that I haven't listened to at some point.
Okay. What about whenever we left
Fair.
AJ's the other day? Did you listen to those songs?
Yep.
Did you like them?
On the way. I was in a rush.
Okay,
but
can I
cut it
ask
on
you what
and-
you sent him?
I sent him. I'll just go pull it up.
Please.
I'm gonna pull it up. Did you guess?
I feel like he sent you some Alice in Chains.
That's a good guess.
Is a good guess.
It's wrong.
It's heavier because he's drunk, right? Some heavy metal shit.
It was Dead and Bloated
and
Meat Plow.
like a rose.
and Meat
Meat
Plow.
Plow, nice. That's
Two
fucking
great
nice,
Stone Temple Pilots
dude,
songs.
Yeah.
Heavy as
Oh,
fuck.
okay, I was close with it because you.
Yeah, Alice Chains is
Yeah,
great. Yeah, because
yeah.
I was drunk. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't drunk, dude. I wasn't drink and drive,
Mm.
except for last Friday. But I was pretty sober. Yeah. Great drink and drive.
and bloated.
Show him what I said.
Last words out of his mouth.
It is though. It
Yeah,
is. It is.
It is.
I went to my dad's house and helped him move a hood off of his truck, his 1989 Silverado cow induction hood.
Yeah, he was like Bryant said he had a beer. I was like,
I did not say that. I definitely didn't say that.
he
There's no
said
way I
Bryant
said
said he had a beer. I was like, shit. This story checked out to me. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it seemed pretty believable.
I
was
definitely
like-
didn't say I had,
you
a beer.
You had. What did you say? What did you say?
I don't remember. But I didn't say. I probably
You-
said I had a few beers at AJ's. I mean,
Okay.
I told him I got there at 12. You think I didn't have more than one beer till 3 o'clock? That's crazy. They were free.
Oh well, then yeah.
Are you
They
crazy?
were free. Why didn't you call my
I
ass?
had chicken wings and fucking beer,
Like, you
dude.
guys
I'm a
are
drink.
around.
My chicken wings never came out. I was mad.
Oh really? That hurts.
Yeah, but I wasn't gonna reorder them because I was on liquid diet at that point.
AJ's,
Yeah.
you're going downhill.
Yeah, the
It's
wings
time
are
to step
AJ's
up.
is like that's the Michelin spot. That's where all the
Suck,
Michelin
dude.
boys.
Louis,
and
Louis
everything.
is better. Louis is better.
Yeah.
The food's great at Louis. It's just so small. It's too small.
Really?
The
Yeah.
draw to AJ's is the entertainment.
What's
They
the
got
entertainment?
cornhole, pool.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's-
The
yeah.
cornhole boards
yeah.
are excellent too.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'd,
man, that
I'd
was-
be at that
that was
spot
a
too.
time.
Yeah,
He
that's a
fuck-
cool
him,
shit.
Remember I told you that some bums beat us at cornhole? Yeah,
I'm that bum.
It was him and Cody.
Dang. Okay.
Me and Cody
Okay.
beat-
Cody was just balling out of
Oh my
control,
God.
bro.
He had this
He
weird.
throws it like this, horizontal. It goes.
Oh,
vertically.
that's weird.
Let
And
me tell you
he
the
drained
problem.
4 in the same.
I bet you can find consistency with that.
Let me
That's
tell you the
weird
problem
though.
is we had a awning.
We
It
have
was
it on.
probably 8-9 foot.
It wasn't very high.
Oh, that's
Ah,
So
It was
we
like
were-
it was probably 8
it
foot,
wasn't
yeah, probably
affecting
8,
me,
9.
but some people I
Me.
feel like it could really bother.
It'll
yeah.
affect no, it'll affect me. 'cause
Some
I
people
like
got the hang
when
time.
you got to put it on the board.
yeah, that
Oh,
was
I
the
can-
problem.
It was slick boards too.
So,
When you
yeah,
gotta put it
that makes
on the
sense.
board,
yeah,
like, it's gotta
yeah.
stick.
Okay,
We
it's
hit-
sleep
Put it
boards.
high.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
hit 20 and busted 3 times.
Yeah, we're playing bus. That's
That's
the problem.
lame as fuck.
We would have just beat him if we weren't playing.
People
bus.
who want to play
That's
bus,
but my partner's the one that recommended it, so it's on him. And he got smoked by Cody.
That was
Every
Chase.
person-
And we had
I've
a very
ever
close,
met-
we had a close game, which is the closest game we've ever had.
Yeah.
everybody I've ever met that wants to play bust sucks.
Yeah, Chase was good though. Chase played great.
Really?
I was playing better than him the whole time.
People
Except
just
for like one game,
it's
he
like
played
just
better
like
than
a
me. and carried me.
loser's like if just in case I'm behind, I want a chance, and it's like no, I'm better than you, and I'm just
Like
trying.
I'm trying, I'll get
board
to
in the hole.
21. I will get to 21 faster.
Yeah,
There's no
that's
doubt.
all. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
yeah.
I can
But
see
you know what?
that. I've
But
always
guess what?
played bust from the aspect of
A lot of people
you have to be a little more.
strategic. It is a little.
No, because it matters who goes first in bust.
That's true.
And so guess
Yeah.
what? If my partner scored more than you the last time,
Yeah.
and it put us at 20-9, then now
Yeah.
I got to score one,
There's
but I go
some-
first.
There's some ideas
So
to bust
now
it.
how good are you?
Well, is it? It's not possible for me to just score one.
But if
you're
I'm
good.
if I drain one and I go over and I lose because I keep draining them, it's kind of lame.
That's frustrating. Yeah, but like if it's 20-9 and I go first and I put one on and he puts one on and we do that the whole time, it's still 20-9
Yeah.
and he gets the thing first.
You can still fight back from without bust.
That's
You'll
my
fight
thing.
back.
though.
You just gotta
If we're
fight
playing
back.
Bust, I don't do that. If you nail one, I'll probably nail one. You know, we'll go back and forth. I
That's
don't
what I'm
wanna-
saying. Like if it's 20-9 and I put one on the board,
If
then
it's
now
on
it's
the,
21.
if you
and
do it on the first throw, I'll throw. I won't just
It just-
a lot of people like get rid of 3 bags and throw them back.
yeah.
If you nail the first one, I'll give you another
Oh, that's
shot.
fair,
and
but
not
like-
bust.
And at the end,
just stupid.
when I'm like throwing my bag into the grass because I don't want to like,
Mhm.
That's so stupid. It
this
takes away
is
from the
not.
game.
That takes away from the game.
I want it to be 20-9 and I drain 4 and you have to drain 4 to stop me.
yeah.
I want you to have to drain 4 to stop me,
cornhole.
dog.
That's all right. That's your title right
Yeah.
there. Imposter syndrome and
If you want to drain 4,
yeah, country
and
fucking
cornhole.
Well, if they saw that on our title, they might think a different thing. They would be like, "Oh, that show's top
man.
5."
That is
Hall pass.
clickbait.
It's clickbait. It's like called clickbait, man.
Cornhole.
Yeah. Every time we bring up cornhole, my dad's like, "Yeah, that's why I used to play cornhole." Cornhole. That's
Dad
what I played.
joke.
That's what I
Enter-
played after horseshoes.
Enter
Oh,
dad
cool,
joke.
man. Cool. Good joke.
Enter dad joke. One beer. You had one beer at AJ's?
Yeah, that's it. Man. Just one beer.
Yeah. I love it.
That was my
Shit,
toes.
Motherfucker had like 5 beer in that motherfucker.
How you feel about toes?
Hey,
I think they're a necessity for stability.
Okay.
like to lick them?
No.
Not into
No,
that?
fuck guy.
No,
not a Quentin Tarantino
no,
guy.
no Quentin
That
Tarantino.
doesn't
Yeah.
do it for me. No.
What if it's Selma Hayek? I'll lick
Thought
the cheese.
about it.
I'll lick the cheese out of the motherfucker.
What kind of cheese? Easy cheese? A lot of
The
protein.
fucking cheese in between the
Ain't she
creases.
like 60 now?
That's fine.
But then she was like,
Sophia Varga.
Sophia Varga, help me out here.
What's the fucking white people show with the gay dudes? And the old guy with the black belt in jiu-jitsu.
I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
The blonde bitch from Hubie Halloween. Dude, that's a good description.
That's
Dad
not
would
bad.
know this instantly.
It's not bad.
So lost.
I keep thinking
I've
Family
seen
Matters,
Hubie
that's not
Halloween
Family-
twice.
The blonde bitch that he has a crush on from Hubie Halloween. She was the bitch in Happy Gilmore.
Oh, okay, yes.
The reporter.
Yes, I know you're talking
She's
about.
in this movie. She's in this show.
Damn, you should have started there.
Her husband's
But-
name is Phil. There's 2 gay dudes. There's an old guy, and he's with Sophia Varga. That's such a good description.
It's
Like
not
I
bad.
can't help you
I'm
guys
not- I'm not hating
anymore.
on
You
the-
just
I
don't
ain't
know.
shitting on the description.
I just don't
I
know.
know.
Yeah, we just don't know.
Modern Family.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
The Hispanic
I
woman.
got you.
That's it.
Yeah, I got
Yes.
you. Yes.
That's it.
It's just like
I knew the girl
Salma
you were
Hayek with
talking
bigger
about.
tits.
Yeah.
I knew the girl you were talking about, but
Selma Hayek though
Oh, Salma Hayek's crazy.
is legendary and From Dusk Till Dawn.
That's S tier.
It's S tier. No, it's like might be through. It's
plus.
peak
S
S tier.
plus.
It's S plus.
That's Margot Robbie S plus.
Margot Robbie is a cheat code.
But I like
yeah.
a tan girl better. A tan dark hair girl. That's me.
you're gonna have to explain the S tier to me. Where did
S
that
is
come
better.
from?
S is better than A.
Yeah, why?
I don't know.
What did it come from?
A
Resident
lot
Evil?
of things. Resident Evil.
Resident Evil
beyond
Mercenaries.
That. It's beyond that though.
And it
S tier
stands
is like
for-
that in
Good. It's good. It's good.
I don't know.
It's good.
It's good. It's good.
It's
And
like
it's
a-
good.
It's like
Good.
skid it.
Yeah, let's get it.
Yeah. Look it up. What's the origins of S tier?
Oh wow, that's so crazy.
Origins of S tier.
Yeah.
I gotta know. I
Good
gotta know.
luck finding that.
Nah, I think
I
that
feel like it'll be
it's definitely video game related.
Trevor Lawrence is 6'6", by the way. That was the last thing I searched.
Yeah, he's on the bubble of once you've got that long release.
The term S tier may have originated from the Japanese use of the letter S in academic grading and advertising, where it can stand for special, super, or the Japanese word shu, which means exemplary.
Damn. Well, there you
So
have it.
yeah, S is
Capcom is a
Japanese stuff.
Japanese
Company,
creator
yeah.
company. Yeah.
So yeah, it came from Resident Evil.
like I
It's a
said,
great
I'm
game,
right.
great game.
No, but
Why is shoe a synonym for exemplary?
SHU with the 2 dots at the top.
Got it. We're not talking
Not
about feet
shoe.
apparel.
No.
I was thinking feet
feet
apparel too. Don't feel bad
Maybe
because
that's
I'm
not how you pronounce it.
American. All right.
It's not 2 dots.
I'm
It's actually
American.
shoe
It's
with a line.
America.
We speak American.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody asked me why I didn't speak French the other day because, Michelin's a French company. They're like, all the maintenance guys speak French. And I said, yeah, this is fucking America, dude. And he's like, hell yeah.
I love the old
Operator, he
heads.
loved that shit.
The old heads, you could always get them riled up with some fucking like good shit, you know.
Mm.
The fucking
There's an
old
operator at
heads.
work that used to be a guy who worked at like a jail, like in a jail, And I guess he was one of the guys that like watched the people that were in jail. What do they call that? Not like cop. He wasn't a cop, but
I don't know what they call that, like a guard.
yeah, maybe a guard. Yeah, that's the word.
A jail
yeah,
guard, prison
yeah.
guard.
And he's in court right now because of some civil issues. A guy kept saying he had to pee and he wouldn't take the cuffs off, and the guy pissed himself.
Aw.
That's what I said. But I feel like he should win that if he's telling the truth. Like,
Yeah.
that's what happened. But
Yeah,
that would be a hell of a guy to have in this pocket. That guy's wild as fuck.
that's
I
I'm
think
interested.
if you get locked up and you're getting hauled to jail, you run the risk of not being able to use the bathroom when you want to, and that is on you.
He
you
said-
shouldn't have broke the law.
He said, "Man, I really didn't think you had to go."
a close.
And so every time I see him, I said, "Hey, man, I know you might not believe this, but I got to piss real bad."
I have a close
I was
friend.
like,
I have a very close friend who's a cop, and he's a big dude.
legend.
Like,
Fucking legend.
Like I'd probably say when he at this time I think he's about down to 225, which is great weight.
Shout out. We know. He knows.
Yeah,
He's listening, he knows.
but at
He
this time I
probably
think he
knows.
was probably about 240, and like our buddy Chris Harris,
Oh, fuck
this guy was like a athletic
Harris.
240. Like he can move,
Chris Harris.
But he was like dealing with this crackhead, and the motherfucker was like,
on like a job, like
on a call, yeah, dealing with this crackhead, and then he just takes off running, and like he like fights away and like takes off running, and
And our
my buddy
friend
was
is a
like-
big guy and
he
fast.
can move. He can move. Like I mean, this guy's like 180 pounds. You better be pretty athletic because he can
run
run.
a 5 flat easy.
Oh, I think
he can run a 5
yeah,
flat
yeah. I
easy.
think he can run probably a
5 flat's hard to run. I ran that.
Oh.
I ran that in 9th grade.
I probably
Yeah.
just can't do it right now.
I don't think I could do it right
yeah.
now.
He probably could run a 5
I
flat.
don't
That's
know.
fair.
I bet I could do it right.
Five-
I bet I could run a 5.
I feel like I could run a 5 close. I don't think I could go under it, but I think I can get close to.
I ran a
5
5 flat in 9th grade. The second fastest one in football, but I sucked.
I'm pretty light. I'm lighter than I was in high school right now,
Yeah.
so I think I can. But anyways,
I'm stronger than I was in
Yeah.
high school though.
uh,
The hamstrings.
but man, he goes. I was chasing this dude downhill, and I just got so fucking
And
mad.
he caught up.
And he caught up and just fucking boom
Speared him.
in the back.
Broke his neck. Ooh.
It broke his like spinal. Fucking
I broke my back. Have you seen that Mike Tyson clip? I broke my back. What do you mean you broke your back?
spinal.
That's great.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
all
that's
right.
back. That's your back, I guess.
And then it was like
What an idiot
he
question.
had like kind of like
What an
Stupid
idiot
question.
response.
and it's
What
sad
do you mean
because
you broke your back?
and it's sad because he had like kind of worry about his job for a little bit because somebody was trying to sue. It's like, dude, you're a fucking crackhead running from the police. You
Wait,
got here, not
you're-
it ain't his job. You
Well,
in
that's
this
like in some
position.
states,
It's your fucking.
you break into somebody's house and
Res-
they shoot you. Well, Oh,
And
you
then
really
shot him
val-
in the back.
you
You're supposed
really-
to let him run away.
you really
I'm
value-
sorry, peeling his fucking cat back.
You really value your property over human life?
Yes.
He
Yes.
values
Yes.
my
pro-
property
yeah,
over his life.
Yes.
Exactly. Yes.
We
Fuck.
can all get down with that, dude. We can all get down with the fucking.
Down with the fucking sickness. Fuck, dude.
Yeah, I'm to the point where I don't even. I don't
Play with fire.
Yeah.
You run the risk of getting burned.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what they say: you live by the sword, you die by the sword. Those are two great quotes. Play with fire, you get burned. You made your bed, you lie in it.
Man, that statement though is
That
just
not only are they great quotes, it's truth.
It's just facts.
It's just
Yeah.
basic
True.
truth.
it's just
Facts.
true. But sometimes when you living by the sword, you fucking living by the sword, son.
Sometimes the sword feel good in your hands.
Yeah, that's why you fucking taking the risk because
Sometimes the sword just you can't let it down,
you
dog.
can't let it down.
You can live by the sword for a long time
You can.
Yeah.
before you die by it,
Or you can just set it down before you die by it, and you just reap the benefits.
potentially.
That's,
But if you,
dude, a great villain is Gus Fring from Breaking Bad.
absolutely,
I get it. I get
you
why
seen
he
Breaking
did it.
Bad?
Gus is the restaurant owner.
That's correct.
He is.
Okay, I have not seen Breaking Bad.
Another great villain,
Treat yourself.
Jimmy McGill.
Have you
Saul
seen-
Goodman's a villain. in his
Saul
own
Goodman
sense.
is a villain.
Have you seen the reel where they're like, if Breaking Bad made helium instead of meth? And he goes to toss him the bag and it floats up in the air.
So dumb.
That's my kind of humor.
I can
Yeah,
get
it
down with
is,
this
it
shit.
is. It's 4:30, man. You gotta get out
On
of
the
here.
dot.
It's 4:30 on
Time flies
4:31
in this
probably now.
motherfucker.
Shoot. I don't think so.
If you don't have to, we'll keep going, dude. Just let me know.
keep going. I'll let you know.
All right, that sounds good to me.
Let me know.
Yeah, man. Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad is good. Dude, Better Call Saul's got some heavy scenes, man.
Dude,
I forgot how
I'm
heavy.
here. I will not necessarily die on this hill because I love Breaking
Is
Bad.
Better Call Saul better?
Is Better Call Saul better?
Better? Bad? It's obvious. Breaking Bad has
Better?
bad in the name.
Bad? There's your answer.
Which one's better? It's obvious.
Nah,
Better's in the name.
I think it's honestly worth asking
Have you seen Breaking
because Better Call Saul is
Bad? You need to watch
the
it.
perfected
must-watch.
version. The perfect.
I think I got in like 2 episodes,
It's not enough.
and I'm like,
No,
Led
two
Zeppelin-
episodes is enough.
Led Zeppelin 4, Led Zeppelin 2. It's that kind of shit.
I'll tell you what I'm up to date on though. This was my other talking point that I almost forgot about. Was The Boys. I'm all caught up.
I hadn't watched it, dude. I keep
Is
recommending.
I will say of all the people who came on the podcast, that's the most recommended.
Soldier Boy is
Soldier
Jensen
Boy,
Ackles
Silver.
from Supernatural.
He's not in it long enough.
Yeah, that's what I've heard.
He's not in it long enough.
I'm a fan of the
nothing but
show,
good
and I've
things.
never watched it. I've got to
For
watch it.
nothing but good things.
It's like a must
It's-
watch for me.
It's like unnecessarily gruesome and detest. You know.
Love that. Grotesque.
Yeah.
Love
it's
that.
unnecessarily, but
You ever seen Terrifier?
yeah,
I asked him that earlier.
yeah.
I asked him that earlier at the restaurant. He said, yeah. The first one.
Yeah, no, but the listeners.
I already told you that.
Shut up.
Yeah, close your
Just
nose.
shut up.
I already told you that.
I was like,
I already
fuck.
told you that.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I can't. I'm sorry.
That's not bad,
Shout
though.
out to Mr. Schultz. I can do it better at work. I've been drinking. I'm sorry.
Dude, I woke up the next day. I was like, he fucking told me that.
You fucking asshole. You
I ain't
fucking
even mad.
asshole.
Yeah, I was like, fuck. He fucking told me that. I mean,
That's one thing I love about Mitch too is if he'll do that to you, and if you do it to him, he don't get mad. He just accepts it.
Yeah,
yeah.
He's probably
And I do it to him. I did it to him so much.
he's probably cracking up on the inside when he does it. I think he is.
I think he is
I
too.
think he
I
thinks
think
it's
he is.
funny.
He thinks that shit funny. You know what? And I like can't challenge him on it because he's fucking right.
Luker,
He told me earlier.
Luker said I'm the one person that's ever made him like real mad.
Luker,
Oh yeah,
you've made Luker real mad.
no, made Mitch real mad.
Oh, I can
Really?
see that.
I made Mitch mad.
What'd
as
you do?
fuck.
You have a,
What'd you do?
special talent.
So
for it.
Ricky was.
Oh, he's good at it.
I
good
probably
at
should
it.
cut the name out. But Ricky's fucking like
He learns
just doing some stupid shit.
Just
And
don't spill it.
And Mitch is working on something that Ricky was supposed to do, and me and Luke are standing there, and I've got this saw. I'm standing here waiting to give it to Mitch. Mitch uses it and he hands it back, and I'm standing there, and we've been watching this YouTube video. You know the making my way downtown, walking fast. Yeah, and so there was that the remix of it where there was like. Have you seen that with the gun? Have you seen that one? And so I'm doing that with the Sawzall. I'm doing that with the Sawzall at Mitch. And Luke
so
is just
childish. He's so childish.
I'm like, and it just keeps by. And I said, and I need you. And Looker is like, we're laughing. And we're on this catwalk looking down, and Mitch is like, don't gotta fucking stop. And then I keep doing it, of course. I'm like 19, dude. This
Now-
is hilarious.
I bet he was so mad.
And I keep doing it, and he goes, Bryant, go put the Sawzall on the golf cart. I said, yeah, I'm not doing that. Like, you're not going to tell me what to do, motherfucker.
I will stab you with this Sawzall before I
was
go
like-
put it up.
I was like,
That's
he was
just
like, he said,
happening.
Bryant, go put the Sawzall on the golf cart. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
No, fuck
and he
you.
doubles down. He said, Bryant, go put it up. And I'm like,
Yeah, okay.
and I said, no.
No.
No. And I look at Luker, and Luker's like making this stupid face. And I'm
You've
like,
told me this before, and
I'm
it's
like, are you
great
fucking
every time.
kidding me? He doubled down on me. Like, he knows I'm a fucking
goes-
idiot.
Every time he talks, you go. "Bzz, bzz, bzz, bzz."
And I was just like, I stopped doing the song. I stopped doing the song because he was pissed off.
That's
And
very
he, and he
kind
gets
of
up
you.
and he gets up and goes, well, fine then, you can fucking do it. And I was like, all right, I'll get down there and do it. And I just got down there and do it. And he went home.
Yeah, that's the cherry on top.
I did it.
The
And I
fact
didn't
that
care.
yeah, you go
That's
do
fine.
it. You're
That's-
like, okay, that's
that's-
cool. And you actually don't care.
And he took his tools
That
with
would
him.
that would make
I had to
me.
go get my own tools to do it. It took like an hour longer. I respect him doing that though. But it's funny. It was.
that-
And
it is
it had to be
funny.
done.
God, that's the. Oh my.
It had to be done, dude.
It did.
It had to
Oh
be
my
done.
gosh, man, that's so bad. It's so
Right.
great.
I had to do some time calculations.
Okay.
I got till 5.
Oh, sweet. So we got 30 more minutes.
Yep.
Dude, we're at 2 hours and 12 minutes. I love having a long podcast.
It's fun.
That's one of my
It's
favorite
so
things.
fun. That shit's funny as hell, man.
Mm.
Mitch, I could just see him.
Yeah,
getting-
Luker said that's the one time Mitch like really got pissed off at another employee.
Has Luker ever got mad at you?
Oh yeah, there has.
Not at me.
Come on,
No.
he's had to.
Dude, no.
He just doesn't externalize it.
Here's
I
the
think
thing.
he's
Here-
actually been mad.
It's
at you.
possible, but
I believe
doubt it.
you.
No, I doubt
I
it.
believe you. Knowing
No.
him and knowing you.
No. Because
I
look,
believe
listen.
him.
Luker cannot function with a bad attitude. And I
Oh,
will.
that could be. There could be,
And
some,
I
there could be
will,
some truth to that.
I will fucking die before I let Luker have a bad attitude because I want him to do his fucking job. And guess what?
That's smart.
Luker fucking
I believe that. I
Luker
believe that
thrives
shit,
with
yeah.
me. Me
I
and Luker
believe-
thrive together.
You go
Because
you,
he just
you
listens-
because you're gonna come in with some good energy, and he's gonna feed
And
off
I'm-
of
and
it.
he'll feed off of
Yes.
it. And it's good.
And it's good work.
David will do fine either way. So I just piss him
I
off.
believe that.
That's good.
Yeah, you just talk
That's
shit.
mad,
Yeah,
yeah.
I probably work significantly harder when I'm mad. I probably do. That's
Yeah,
that's
so
how
that-
I. That's
I
how
do too.
I know I do the same
I'm
thing
the
with
same
David.
way.
I feel like I do the same thing with David. If me and David work together, I'll let him thrive off good energy and we fucking work great together.
Yeah. No, I believe that too.
We got a lot of good work done.
What about Landon? Shout out to episode.
Oh, Landon's the same thing. If I just feed him positive energy, but sometimes he just gets like blinded by the fucking bullshit at work, and then
Landon's gonna stay pretty upset all the time, regardless.
nah, he doesn't with me. He doesn't. Whenever I come back to work, like if I take a vacation, I come back, the operators will be like, "Hey, glad you're back. Landon will be in a good mood now." I'm like, that's what's up. You know,
That's respect.
I say
Okay.
upset. Landon carries a pretty negative attitude.
sometimes yeah. Shout out Landon.
But you keep him positive because with your positive energy, right?
well, no, Landon is a realist, man. I'm gonna be honest.
I can see that. I believe that.
Landon's realistic as fuck.
I believe it. I believe it.
In today's world, being a realist looks a lot like being a pessimist.
It does.
But
It does.
it's-
Because there's a lot of fucking bullshit.
It's true.
But you know what?
That's true.
Landon's just a fucking hard worker. He's a hard worker, and whenever he sees other people not being hard workers, it fucking frustrates him. And I get it.
what's the medal count?
The what?
The medal count. Olympic medal count.
We was up by
We had-
10 last I looked yesterday. but
It
that
was.
early.
We had 9 golds.
I know that's
and
curveball.
China had
I just
11.
11,
golds.
but we had the more medal count. It was like
yeah, we got the
but-
overall.
it was like 36 to 46.
Somebody said, "Yeah, but gold's all that matters." Oh, you're stupid. So
Yeah,
we'll go
whatever.
next. I think if gold should count as 3, silver is 2, bronze 1.
Yeah.
And now let's add it up.
Yeah,
I like that.
for sure.
And we still won.
I like that.
I did the.
We
I don't remember
do,
How much.
yeah.
I thought of it in my head that way, and I was like, I can make this argument and make
yeah.
people
Before
believe
I
it.
make this argument, let's see
Yeah,
if it would make
make
me
sure
win
I'm
or
right.
not.
Make sure you're right.
Let me Google this real quick.
No, even if we didn't come out on top, I still agree with it.
I mean, U.S. has won like so many in a row.
Yeah, but how about Michael Phelps? Let's talk about Michael
The
Phelps.
most
Do you know
dominant.
that
Simone
he d-
Biles.
He no
dominant.
longer has a single
Yeah, it's
individual
wild, right?
world record.
But he had all of them at the time.
Yeah, all of them.
Oh, really? He doesn't own any other records?
They have all been broken.
What?
He could probably. I bet he could come back.
No,
That's the
and
crazy
not
part.
perform against
It's-
those guys.
no,
No,
it's an
No.
age thing.
It's an age thing.
It is
yeah.
an age thing.
Nah.
True. But the
Nah, dude.
physical dominance.
Anderson
dude.
Silva ain't coming back.
It's so sad to
Now,
think about.
the
It's so sad to think about. I didn't get to experience like that in my I didn't get to know.
Dude,
what
it was really cool.
I didn't get to know what it was.
I
It was
watched
cool as fuck.
I watched felt.
And like
through
I
the
watched it,
Olympics.
but I didn't know. Like I didn't really know. I
We
didn't have,
was
like,
in
a,
it,
I didn't
and
have
it
a
was-
compassion for America like I do now.
I did.
Everybody was
I
sitting
did
around
back
watching
then.
the TV going, we know this motherfucker's going to win,
But by how much?
by how much?
Will it be a world
And then
record?
sometimes he would be tested because he's probably human.
Well-
You know, like sometimes it would be tight and he would win by fucking like half a body or some shit. And you're like, God dang.
On top
I
of
was
that-
nervous and sweating the whole time because he's supposed to win everything. He's the greatest of all time.
Well, I
Think
mean, have
about
you
how
seen
many
the-
events he competed in.
it was
in an
insane.
Olympic-
Yes.
Have you seen the female swimmer, Katie Ledecky?
Ledecky.
Katie Ledecky? She's
Yeah.
amazing.
Insane. It's like
The picture-
every record is 20 of them.
Yeah,
And
she's
she's right. She just hit
she's
the
supposed to
eighth
be
one.
they call her the next Michael Phelps.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
insane.
It's
She's been amazing
those
too.
physiques are something else. That
They're
when you see those physiques,
unbelievable,
you know
man.
that
The back
That's
is
a-
just like this.
that's a swimmer.
yeah, it is.
The back's
A
like this, and the
big-ass
arms are
V,
like
yeah.
fucking 16 meters long.
Yeah.
If you see them and
the
they're
hell is
like,
a
"Hey,
kilometer?"
what sport does this person play?" They swim.
Yeah.
It's extremely obvious.
It is.
Or they're a wrestler.
They have like length. They have like.
I
they're-
bet good swimmers would be good
They're
wrestlers.
broad and they have
They
length.
just
Probably.
built like a fish, man.
Yeah, built like a fish. That's what
Like
they
a
fucking do.
fish.
They thrive in the water.
I had a guy tell me I was built like a fish because I drank a lot of beer at dinner one time. And I
Damn,
was like, wow, it's creative.
you're built like a
Thought about
fish.
I was like, he's like, yeah, you're like a fish, man. I was like, okay.
I took some brain power.
Were
Alright,
you
cool, man. I was
I
just
like to
drinking-
picture you in a setting with like a lot of people who don't drink,
That's what it was, yeah.
and you're
And
like,
I put in like 4.
and you're like,
fucking
yeah,
Blue Moon.
yeah. You put down like 4, and you're like, oh yeah, yeah. You're like, you really can like chug them down, bro. Like, you just like got a buzz. Like,
And I
2
look at
beers.
Gabby, and Gabby's like,
Dude, I went
I don't know how I feel
bowling
about
one
this guy.
time. Like this, one of my buddies was like he was a Mormon, so like they didn't. But me and this dude was like cool as shit, and like me and Heather went out
I
there.
don't believe you. I don't know why.
Me and this dude like we were good
He
friends.
went BYU and soaked.
Even though I was like
Zach
way
Wilson.
I was way different than him. Yeah, Zach Wilson. I was way different than him, but like he was like legit Mormon. I'm like gonna fucking take
I'm
a
like
couple
fake-
shots
I'm like fake
and
Mormon.
I'm gonna get a pitcher of beer and we're gonna play some bowling. And like
We're gonna
Heather
play
and
some
I,
bowling, yeah.
we went out to bowling at Golden Strip, and it's like his Mormon family, and I get a pitcher of fucking beer, and I'm just fucking down, and I'm like, I'm feeling fucking good, and it's me and my buddy, like everybody else who was out there, it was like
the
down to
hell?
me and him, and I'm like, dude, I suck. And he's been bragging about how good he was all fucking like, no, I'm a fucking good bowler, dude.
Yeah, if you say that, you're not good.
You're not good. And all I had to do was hit a pin to beat him. And I was like, oh, I was fucking buzzing. I was fucking buzzing, and I missed it, yeah. And it was like, oh, and I was like, yeah, whatever, dude. I just drank like fucking
Yeah,
five.
how many beers did you
Yeah,
drink?
yeah. Let me,
You changed it to your competition.
yeah, I
not
changed
his.
it. Yeah, exactly. But it was fun. Though. I had a great time. I was a villain.
How many people out there?
I was
do
a
you
villain in front of the Mormons, drinking all the beer, and
You ever been to Top Golf, David?
think?
Okay.
No, I haven't.
It's pretty fun.
Really?
Yeah, it is.
I'll
It's
have
a
to go
blast.
sometime.
You should.
By myself.
Okay, by yourself.
I have a guy at work who he called in at work. He was taking his kid on his birthday to Top Golf. And
Oh man, you told me this.
he calls in. He's like, "Yeah, I can't make it. Whatever." He pulls into the parking lot and notices like his superior's truck there. Oh man, that's like my boss. That's my boss's truck. And he tells his wife and kids like, "Hey, go ahead and go in. I'll meet you up there. I'm just gonna kind of wait a little bit. And while y'all get situated, when you get situated, just holler at me. Let me know what table you're at. Hopefully the boss will come out and go, and then I can just come in. And, I called in sick. I don't want to be out here, drinking beers, having a good time with my kids at Top Golf. Eventually, time goes by, another way comes out. So he goes in. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna go in." They have the table right beside him.
Mm.
The table right beside him. He's like, "What's up, guys?" He's like, "What's up?"
The boss is right beside me.
Yeah.
That's great.
But the boss was cool. He didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But I was like, "That's respect."
it's content.
Yeah, it's content, but
I mean,
Well-
I think it's better to, if you're gonna burn a sick day and be a little dishonest about it, at least go spend time with your family.
Oh yeah, I called.
Yeah,
Not be a
I'm with
scumbag
that,
at the
yeah.
house.
I called a boss, or I texted the boss one night, and I was like, "Hey man, I gotta take a sick day tomorrow." He was like, "You're out of sick days. Is everything good?" I was like, "My brother's wedding's tomorrow." He's like, "Oh, okay, I got you." He's like, "You're good. You don't have any, but I got you. Don't worry about it."
that's cool.
And
That's
I
the
got a
perks.
paid, I got a paid day too. Let's go.
That's the perks of
I'm gonna say
being.
who- I'll tell you who it
That's
was
the perks of being a good worker. That's
Nope.
that's just the perks of being a good
Beforehand.
worker.
yeah,
You know,
yeah, legend.
Cool.
Yeah,
that's the
legend.
perks of being a good worker.
Well, yeah, I think I was a good worker.
Because like I've been told a couple times, and like my job is by the book.
Yeah, that's right.
and I called in.
We got a fucking podcast.
I know. I called
trying to
in
get you
during the
off.
Clemson Carolina
crazy.
game, and that's like the start of.
I was at that
It's
one.
mandatory Saturdays.
Mm.
My boss's boss is going to be there.
Your boss.
And it's like, okay. I was like, fuck it. I didn't told him, like, I asked off. Y'all denied it. I'm going to be there. So I went out there. Oh, he's running down his leg.
Yeah, it rolled out. It rolled up
I
my
got a
back.
bag of rocks.
It
that
rolled
fell
up
out.
my back. Just covered his beer.
Fucking toxic.
Toxic Avenger, man. That's me.
Great movie, dude.
Yeah. Gruesome, grotesque.
Yeah.
Terrifier. Terrifier 2, man. I think I have some notes on that.
Watch that shit, dude.
To what you were saying, I think you should, based off of how you perform at work, I think you should earn some leniency.
I agree.
Wow.
I think
agree.
there should be some fluidity in there.
Yep. And my boss told me, I got back, he goes, a week went by, he goes, and they have a week to write you up. He's like, and my whole time, one of my other buddies, while I'm there, he's like, dude, your boss is there. Like, you supposed to be, like, give me hell. I'm like, fuck. But I get back and my boss is like, you know what? Sometimes you come in and do your job, you get a little leeway. And he never wrote me up. I was
Good.
like, fucking respect. I won't
Hey.
abuse this. Respect.
I got something I want to bring up. I think last podcast we talked about the kid from Ren that used to throw the duct tape ball at.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's listening. Like if he listened to this podcast,
No way.
I wonder if what he would think. Like if he was listening.
I don't know what makes
Y'all
you.
used to throw duct tape balls at
He
a
did.
particular.
He said it.
No, okay. So we was in this career center class. It was like it's like electricity or electrician,
Electricity.
whatever.
I took
Fuck.
that.
You took that shit?
Yeah, I took that at Career Center.
Well, apparently the whole class was done after this. Like this was Mr. Gambrell was like the last teacher that was going to shut it down. Maybe they brought it back eventually.
Mr. Electricity.
Well, I was
Mr. Yeah.
I was Pickens County.
Oh, okay, got you.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
And right. And dude, the class was so fucking bad. It was me and Heavy D.
Heavy D and the boys.
I like that.
Me and my boy Heavy D.
Salt and pepper and
Heavy D up in the limousine. Yeah, we was up in the limousine except and the
These
limousine
guys.
was also these motherfuckers from BHP who came in. I'm talking like eyes drooped down high as fuck and then drank like a whole bottle of fucking tequila before they got here. What's up, Mr. Gambrell? Like fucked up. And like and then there was Todd, like his buddy who was also from BHP. He was just always high. You could tell he didn't drink like that. He was just high. He was just like, yeah, he was like kind of calm. He like kind of calmed the other dude down. The other dude was like fucking hyped up every
Yeah.
time.
What's up,
And
Mr.
then-
Gambrell?
And then there's the fucking, remember the story I told about the 6'6" dude from BHP choking out the
should've
guy,
been
and the guy, there's like 5'6" dude from Ren, and then the
Fucking
6'4"
Powdersville,
dude from BHP. And the guy from 6'4" was like kind of picking on the guy a little bit because the guy was annoying. Went behind him, like kind of put him in a soft choke.
We're gonna.
And then just right behind us, walked up behind us, was like, and there's a hard hat on the table. The guy grabs a hard hat and goes, "Bow!" And you heard it across the whole. And then the 6'4" dude just like fucking picks him up,
he picks him up, dude's kicking.
and the dude's kicking and he
Ooh,
just drops him.
That's not.
And we're all sitting there going, just laugh. The whole class starts laughing. We all just dying.
That sounds
And
like
he
a
get-
that's
and then-
Terrifier.
And then he wakes up and he's like, and the guy's like kind of like fucking convulsing on the ground a little bit.
I got a
Wakes
story
up and
about
goes, "What happened?" And everybody's just laughing at him. Like that has to be a little
Dude,
traumatizing.
one time I got-
now I'm thinking about
that.
it.
One time I got in a fight in the locker room after a football practice one time, and this guy was talking shit, and he's like talking so. It was me, this guy, and one other dude in the locker room. Like everybody already left, and this dude's talking shit. I'm not gonna say his name because I actually really like the guy. Me and him became good friends after.
That's usually what happens.
But he goes to throw a punch, and he fucking misses. And I slip, and I catch him in a rear naked. And I got him tight. And I say his name. I'm like, "Hey, man, you can tap out and tell me you're going to fucking stop, or I'm going to choke the fuck out of you." And he goes, "Fuck you." And I choke him unconscious. And he drops
How'd
the
you
floor.
get that badge?
This guy,
Bravery.
this this guy, though, was known for having fucking seizures.
Oh,
And I didn't even think about it. And he hits the ground.
He
and
convulses.
he starts convulsing.
Yeah,
Grab
I've
the
seen
tongue.
it.
But
It's
that's just like,
scary.
you just call it convulse anyway. But I thought about it as soon as he hit the ground. He doesn't hit his head.
Yes.
It was on concrete too.
Yeah.
I could have killed this dude.
Yeah.
And the fucking
coulda.
guy in the locker room was
Allegedly.
like, "Oh fuck!" And I grab his legs and I pull him up because I just knew that because I've seen it happen before.
That's what they do. Yeah.
Yeah. And he wakes up. He's like, "What happened?" I was like, "Hey man, let's go." Hey man,
You
let's
just
get
got
the fuck
knocked
outta
the fuck out.
here."
Career Center,
Yeah.
electricity. I'm a freshman, and there's all kind of upperclassmen and stuff in there. We had these little 1-inch pieces of conduit about 3 inches long or 3 feet long that we cut, and it fit perfectly a little yellow wire nut.
Dude.
And
yes.
No,
it hurt like a motherfucker. That's in that class we would do that shit.
We took the drill and we ran self-tappers through the wire nuts.
Y'all on some next level shit. Y'all on some next level shit. We didn't get that crazy.
What a dick.
We would just assholes shooting at each other's faces like.
We would keep like 20 in our back pocket and keep the
self-tappers in them.
So the teacher would turn around and we'd go. And we could shoot them into the plywood.
We wasn't that creative. We would just.
You get somebody that's like wearing Carhartts or something.
You stick them to their leg. It just barely touch their leg a little bit.
And it would be the wire nut would be buried.
It
would stick in the leg, and they would have to unthread it from their daggum leg.
That's wild.
I mean, they'd be like bleeding down their pants and stuff.
So we're in class, and we got this D-Vault battery. The class itself. When I say we, I don't mean like I was leading the charge of
we
the
would
bullying.
bleed.
I wasn't leading the charge.
But we was
a battery reference.
Good
one.
I just
good one, man. We weren't leading the charge.
God damn it. What a nerd.
I wasn't leading the charge. But we started wrapping it in duct tape and just fucking kept wrapping it.
Oh my god!
And
you had a battery wrapped in duct tape. You never told me this part.
And then so the whole class was just like.
We would have these little the battery in the
it was like a big ass room.
Like 12 pounds.
Watch this, I'm gonna hit him with a 15-pound dumbbell.
It was like this big ass room, and you had these like little like you would have like walls, boom, boom, and you can like walk by and see people in like these like homes working on the fucking breaker box or whatever. And people would walk by and shoot the wire nuts, but then it got to the where they were walking by and having this fucking ball, and then just. Just like fucking hit something. Fuck, dude.
He's got a battery in the middle.
Yeah, it's soft, but it fucking hurts.
It's like throwing a medicine ball.
Yeah, like hurts like a motherfucker. Well, there was this emo kid in there. He went about that shit. Like we all took our hits. We all took our fucking hits and we all fucking got the other one's back, but he just never got nobody back.
Well,
and that's his own fault.
Then he fucking
survival of the fittest, baby. Let's go.
Contacted the fucking head people and was like, "All right."
Oh, so he did get you back.
Yeah,
he did.
He contacted the fucking principals and shit, and they called in me, Heavy D, and the
limousine.
Fucking limousine. They called me, Heavy D, and the motherfucking limousine. All right, and we were just.
That is so funny for people.
And I just fucking tell these dudes, look, let's just not say shit. Like, don't say a fucking word. And we all
Wolf of Wall Street. I don't recall.
And
don't recall.
No, we don't even say that.
Don't recall.
We just sit down and they just start asking, and we don't say shit. And they just start asking. We don't say shit.
That's such a good strategy.
And she started like the principals. I think she was still like because I delivered there not too long ago. She didn't recognize me, but we didn't say shit, and none of us got in trouble.
Still,
we never got in trouble for that shit. But it was just
we did.
I can't believe they called the limousine.
We got in trouble.
We called the fucking limousine.
We kept it under wraps for months.
Yeah,
and then we got to the point where it was just in the middle of summer. Well, no, it's hot. It's not summer, obviously, because we're in school. It's hot, and we're coming in with like layers on, and we're wearing hoodies, and we're all sweating to death.
Just don't want to get
because we don't want to be have
that's next level, man.
Buried in us.
That's next level. That's crazy.
Oh man, yeah, we'd be dying.
Oh my god,
them
wire nuts are like bullets. Dude.
He'd be like, "Why are y'all wearing all these clothes?"
Yeah, we used to do psychological pranks. Whenever someone would start reading out loud in class, we'd read with them.
Oh, that's fun.
I start reading off the textbook, and we just be like,
y'all would have got my ass for that shit.
The same thing they're reading at the same time.
Wait till he pauses, start making fun of him.
No, one thing we used to do too is whenever like people beside me would start reading, I pretend to jerk them off. I swear. So my buddy would start reading. My buddy would start reading, I'd be like fucking the whole time, and the teacher can't see it because under the desk.
Yeah.
And everybody else can see it behind us.
It's pretty good.
And they're like, oh my god, he's like. He's getting like red and fucking laughing and shit.
Good.
It's classic.
Start tapping the fucking top of the desk. Just enough where they could hear it.
We had this kid who tried to talk faster than he could think.
Oh wow.
You know that?
Oh,
Patrick.
Chris
Where
Harris.
there's-
Shout out Patrick.
Where they're like, they get stuck, you know, and like, because they try to talk so fast and they can't think as fast as they're talking. And he would like go through one of his stuttering outbursts. We'd be like, why do you do that? we started getting mad at him because we told him like, just slow down. And he couldn't ever do it. so
we just kept pounding him and
every-
pounding
he
him and
kept beating the
pounding
shit out of him. So every time he would do it
So
while
we
we're reading
smacked
out
him
loud,
across
we're
the face and
like,
called him a
start
piece of
getting mad at him.
shit.
Why do you do that? Just
Yeah,
slow
of
down.
course.
It was a good time.
Damn,
Yeah.
good times bullying
My buddy,
kids.
my
Good job.
buddy
Yeah,
Jacob Shaw. He used to be real uncomfortable with people getting close to him. So like in the middle of class, we'd be talking to him. We'd just like start inching in, and he'd be like 3 of us. He's just having like it'd be like him, a wall, and like us. Just do that to him every freaking day, dude.
So much
Yeah, they
fun
hate that shit.
bullying kids.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good time. But it wasn't like we wouldn't bully the kids.
Yeah,
Like
it wasn't
actually-
fun.
Like the
It was
weird,
all
the
in good
weird kids
fun.
who wouldn't actually bully them. We would
Yeah.
just bully our friends. You know,
Yeah.
if we didn't like you, then we wouldn't bully you.
Right.
That said a lot, but
Yeah.
they didn't know.
Yeah.
It's probably
It's a good
a
time.
net good thing to society.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's been a good podcast, boys.
Yes, it has.
Y'all ready to call it a fucking
Yep.
a good day?
It's been fun. A good day, mate.
Cheers. Good day, mate.
Cheers.
Wow.
Thank you, Brew Collar.
Hey,
It's
man.
been
It's good to have you
fun,
on, man.
dude. Good to have you
Good
on.
conversation.
We'll have you back.
A lot of good stories.
You'll
It's
let
been
us?
fun,
Oh, yeah,
dude.
for sure.
Don't forget your sticker and your shirt.
Yeah,
Take with you.
we'll do.
But yeah, it's been good, man. You got anything you want to say before you go?
Put them on the spot like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Is there anything you'd like me to say?
No, you said everything I'd like you to say. It was you spoke your mind. I appreciate that.
Yep.
I like you to say
I appreciate it.
What?
I ain't even
It's
gonna
been
get
good,
into
y'all.
shit.
We love you guys. Love you, man.
See you
Glad you're on
guys.
here. Appreciate y'all. See ya.
See ya.